Hello everybody and welcome back to more Persona 5 Royal. We're at part 23 and we're still going through Okumura's Change of Heart, but we've just got a few more days left before we do that, so I'm guessing this is going to be a Mementos request from Haru. Yes, it is. So let's not bother with that for now, we'll come back to it another time. So what else have we got? And hello to Luna as well, thank you for coming back. Hope you enjoyed the stream again. Okay, so Shinya's available, so that's fine. Let's just have a look and see if there's anybody else available. I'm guessing that's Kemi, but she's not going to be ready yet. Let's see who else. That's Shinya already. So yeah, I guess we're going to see Shinya first of all. So let's go and see him. Oh god, it's a white guy. Says Birdman. I know. Shocking, isn't it? Yeah, it's the first time I'm showing my face on these streams. Just giving it a try. Just trying something new here.
Hey.
I know it was a joke, Birdman. That's all good. You're fine. Luna says I spent the last week playing through nothing but Yakuza 3 to 6 and finished them all. Jesus. Oh man. I'm assuming. Did you do the side stuff as well? Because that takes a long ass time. Yakuza 5 alone has like so much content in it that yeah, there's no way you could do it in like a whole week. At least I couldn't. Alright, looks like we're gonna be ready to rank up Shinya again next time we see him as well, so that should help.
Bye.
So it looks like we're all good so far.
Ah, you're back.
Cute. So who we got this evening? Kawakami, that's fine. Anybody else? Hawaii, still. Akachi, nope. So, yep, I guess we're spending it with Kawakami. Although we didn't go see Jahaya for our fortune, so let's go do that real quick. And see if we can boost her up a bit.
Oh.
There we go. I have to just skip through this because we don't really need to go through all this. It's the same messages every time. So Kawakami, yep, that's right. Oh yeah, I should mention as well, Jude was meant to be here today, but yeah, he unfortunately is not feeling well right now, so he had to bail out. So that's unfortunate, but hopefully we'll be able to see him again next week. Luna says, I did some of the side stuff, but in a game like Yakuza 3, the side stuff wasn't that great. And Yakuza 4 and 5, I did some of it. Yeah, Yakuza 3, I recall being not the best in the series. Yeah, 4, I recall being even worse, just more or less for the, just for the story, because like it's fine, but that's kind of it. It's just kind of fine. It's just a bit too standard, I guess. So let's go and call up Kamakami.
Master!
Yep, we will get the air conditioning someday, or at least Ojiro will, hopefully. Birdman says, I just did the marker fight on my first try, and I don't know how. Yeah, I actually did the Margaret fight myself for the first time recently on my latest playthrough of Persona 4, and yeah, it's pretty damn tough. Yoshitsune makes good work on her, but I don't know how exactly you're meant to beat her without Yoshitsune, because yeah, you don't have that long to actually fight her before she insta-kills you with Megidolion, and does like 9,999 damage, which is just crazy, just on its own. So Yusuke is not ready yet, but let's see if we can go get Chihaya to convince him a little bit. So yep, there's a couple days left. And hello, Barbara Dupperton. She says you kind of have a Tintin haircut. Neat. I actually haven't seen much of Tintin before, or I know of him, but I actually haven't seen any bits of material from him. I apologize as well if for any case of the sniffles. Yeah, I've yet again caught a cold. This is like my third one in the past few months. I've been doing so well ever since COVID hit to try and not get sick, and already I've gotten sick like 3 times since October, and we're now in January. Jesus Christ. So, apologies in advance. I've got some tissues on standby. Anyway, let's go and rank up Yusuke a bit.
Here we go.
There we go. That should hopefully do it. Luna says, I'll say all the stories of the games are good, 4 being my third favorite behind K2 and 0. I'm guessing you mean Yakuza 2, or Kiwami 2, sorry, and 0, since it introduced some new favorites for me, like Akiyama. Yeah, Akiyama, I think, was probably the best out of the extra characters. The rest of them were just kind of eh, like, including Saejima, who actually appears in later games. So, yeah, there we go, cool. Yusuke's ready to go up. Let's go and see him.
By the way,
Neat. Let's go.
let us be off.
I probably shouldn't have skipped that. That's my fault. Sorry. Birdman says she used up to my 3 endures, and 2 of them were for those special Megadolions. Yeah. I recall that being the case as well. I had like Enduring Soul on you, and I think. Yeah, I think Endure was just on the rest of my party members as well, and that's the only way they survived. It's brutal. I wouldn't say it was maybe the hardest of the Velvet Room fights, but it's kind of up there. It's one of the easier ones, I guess, but at least compared to someone like Elizabeth and Theo, who have like special requirements to beat them, because especially in FES, because you need like very specific personas to activate certain
What are your thoughts?
what are they called? Duo spells. I forget what they're called now. The same ones from Persona 2. Oh my god, I reviewed the games too. I should know this. Oh well. But yeah, you get what I mean anyway. Yeah, and Birdman further explains, how the hell did I do that on my first try? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I beat her on like my maybe 2nd or 3rd try. So that should probably be a good indication as to how she's probably not the toughest of the Velvet Room bosses. But yeah, she's no pushover either. Fusion spells, that was it. Thank you, Birdman. That was what I was trying to say. Yakuza 5 has Shinada, who I wish would come back, says Luna. Is that the dude, the baseball dude? I can't quite remember, because like, yeah, he never really comes back. I actually, if it is the baseball dude, I can't remember. I recall not caring for him all that much. aside for maybe a couple of instances, because he just seems like kind of a bum, which I know is kind of the point, but at the same time, he's not really the kind of bum that just wants to, you know, do better. He just kind of wants to, like, kick back a bit. But then again, it has been a long while since I played Yakuza 5. I hadn't played it since the remastered version came out, so I could be wrong on that. Yeah, don't quote me. Yep, you've really changed, Yusuke.
Yes.
And hello to Vanilla Sierra, saying Yakuza 5 for me has the best combat in the series. See, to me, I would still say, like, Kiwami 1 and 2, but I think out of the PS3 games, like, i.e. 3, 4, and 5, yeah, I would probably say 5 is the best. I think the different style of fighting each of the characters have works pretty well. 4 kinda was like a benchmark, but then 5 kinda improved upon that. Alright, cool. Yusuke's able to protect me, and we got one more rank before we're able to max out his, I was about to say social link, but it's actually confidant in this one. Yeah, and then we can get his ultimate persona. His second tier one, anyway, will get his third tier during the third semester. But we got a while before we get there. Luna says Shinada is the baseball dude and Tanemura is the detective in 4. Yeah, I remember him as well. I recall liking him more than Shinada. But anyway, he says they are great characters, but for some reason just don't come back. I never understood that either. I would have at the very least wouldn't minded the detective dude, Tanemura, to come back. I think I probably would have preferred him to Shinada personally. But yeah, that is really weird. It's like it seemed like they were going to be a huge part of the series, but for some reason they're only in the one game and then that's it. That's very weird. But at the very least, we've got Akiyama in some of the sequels, who I do quite like, so I'm fine with that. Saejima is so good, says Vanilla Sierra. It could be 0, but I hate how you're so slow when you don't have heat.
I see.
I guess I can kind of see that. But yeah, Yakuza 5 has got pretty good combat as well anyway, so you do you, man.
See you later.
But that's just me. Nice bed do you sleep in, it says Birdman. I do.
You're back.
Yeah, it's like a double mattress at the moment. Yeah, so I've got one like sandwiched on top of another, so it could be extra comfy, although not quite as comfy as you might think. But you know, not too bad. I could have worse. It's fine. Okay, Chihaya's not ready to level up yet either, but she's getting pretty close too. So I guess we'll hang out with Yoshida then. Let's go and see him. Yep. Let's go. Yep. Hello, Yoshida.
Everyone.
Good evening.
Alright. Okay, it's been quite a while since we've been to see Yoshida. I can't remember where we actually are in his confidant. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, let's go and hang out with him.
Say we head on over.
Noah Flack, hello, you're new, says, hey man, just wanted to drop in real quick and say thank you for your Persona reviews. I just got into this series with Persona 5 Royal, and those have been super helpful. Well, you're very welcome. Thank you very much for watching the videos and for the nice comment. I really appreciate it. Yeah, as I was saying last week, you know, comments like that, they may, you know, seem superficial, or they may come across, you might get the idea that YouTubers find them superficial, but it really does mean the world with comments like that. So it really does lift our spirits up. So by all means, thank you very much. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm usually at a loss for words with these sort of things because I don't usually expect praise like that. So it's very nice. Thank you.
However,
Vanilla Sierra says, I think Shinada was meant for only one game since the story is pretty self-contained. And, yeah, sorry, Luna, I just missed your comment there. I got my friend Yakuza 0 for Christmas because he had a passing interest in it. So, yeah, Vanilla Sierra, I'll start with you. Yeah, I guess it was self-contained enough. I guess it wasn't really much of a reason to bring them back. More so Shinada than Tanemura. But yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's you might be totally right about that. You know, once they're done, that's it. You don't really need to have them back. I'll just turn my mic down a little bit. It looked like I was peeking there. Okay, let's see if that works. Anyway, and for Luna, let's have a look. Yeah, Luna. So yeah, I hope your friend enjoys Yakuza 0. It's a very good game. It takes a while to get going, but yeah, hope he enjoys it. It is one of the best in the series, despite me saying in my review that it was kind of overrated for me personally. But yeah, I know a lot of other people like it, so I hope they enjoy it too.
I see.
Barbara Dupperton says, got 5 King Crazies on the hardest difficulty in Dancing Star Night. I can't feel my fingers. Yeah, I've still need to work my way getting King Crazies on all the songs for the P3 and 5 dancing games. I've done it. I've done all of them on P4, including the DLC and Hatsune Miku's remix of Heaven, which, oh my god, my fingers, I could not feel them after a while. The notes just came by so quickly and in such plentiful numbers. Just I was really struggling to keep up. Anyway. Yeah, he's not no good Sora. Let's go with that. Oh, what? That didn't give me any affinity points. That's weird. Yeah. So Luna says Akiyama played a bigger role in 6 than Majima, who has like 2 scenes of screen time, but 6 seconds at the ending threw me emotionally. I'll reply to that in a minute. Yeah, I still believe in him. That's fine. God damn it. Just Yoshi does not playing ball. Yeah, Majima definitely got I don't know what the word is. My brain's not working today. He definitely got stiffed with a number of his scenes because he's not as crazy post Kiwami 2 as much as he is like pre Kiwami 2. Yeah, he becomes a lot more mellow during 4, 5, and 6. 3, he still had his well-known personality a little bit, but yeah, he didn't really get a whole lot of scenes, which I thought was kind of disappointing. Yeah, they really, but I'm really glad that they brought him back in another game that just recently came out. So yeah, it was really cool to see him like go back to his original personality. Rank 7. We still got a few more left, but Jude will be happy that we're almost done.
Let's say we go home.
Yeah. Kiryu barely gets to see Majima, says Vanilla Sierra. Yeah, that's pretty much it right there. So it gives you an idea of how few scenes Majima has, and it's kind of criminal, really.
Well then, I'll see you again.
Is it me or is your mic off? I can see my audio levels rising here, but yeah, if my mic isn't working, do let me know, but I imagine you would have let me know by now. So, yep, and Birdman also says, my bro is currently investigating in Yakuza 0, so yeah, there's that. Yeah, there's a lot of side stuff you can do in Yakuza 0, it's absolutely crazy. I imagine Yakuza 5 probably has even more to do than 0 as well, considering there's like 5 characters you play as. And Haruka's will probably take the longest, given that it's not even your traditional Yakuza title, or at least your traditional Yakuza fighting mechanics, because she's an idol. You have to do dance battles instead, so yeah, that's quite a different shift in tone there. But surprisingly, those were probably one of my favorite parts of the game. So, yeah. Yusuke's not quite ready to level up. We did pretty well, though, in the last Confidant rank. So let's see if we can get Chihaya to boost him up a little bit, and then we'll get him to rank 10. And finally get his ultimate persona. Yusuke. 5,000 yen. Okay.
Here we go.
Let's see if that works. Luna says Yakuza 0 is in my top 2 games with MGS3, funnily enough, both being prequels. Yeah, and also the start of the timeline, which helps as well. So it is good, I guess, for you. Oh, excellent. Use case ready. Let's go see him. Yeah, it is good for you, for newcomers, I suppose. But like I was saying earlier, and also in my review, it takes a long while to get going compared to someone like, something rather like Kiwami 1, which, given that it's a remake of the first game, which you're perfectly okay just jumping straight into rather than going backwards with 0, further backwards in the timeline. Yeah, I think it also has a lot of things that made 0 really great, like the different fighting styles. Oh, and I did it again. I skipped the dialogue. I need to stop doing that. But
Much to learn.
yeah, I understand why a lot of people do really like Yakuza 0.
Yes. This is the
Even if
true
it's
heart
not
of
my
humanity.
personal favorite, I understand why.
The title is Desire and Hope. What do you think?
See, I actually think the other painting that Yusuke did was probably better than this one, personally. I mean, I'm no art expert, but
Hope.
yeah, I don't know. I thought the last painting he did was a bit more visually pleasing than this one. I mean, this one's really good, don't get me wrong, but I think the last painting he did just
Painting.
said a little more to me, I guess you could say.
He's not trying to be eccentric for the sake of being eccentric, like the last time. To think the same painting can change this much. So this is the answer you've come up with.
It is.
Desire and hope. I see. Beauty and ugliness. Humans are creatures.
Noah Flack says, also just got Catherine from the Steam Winter Sale, and I'm really stoked to start that soon. It is really good game. And when you get the chance, also try out Full Body. Yeah, there's some things in Full Body that are worse than the original, but I still think it's worth playing, especially for the exclusive stages.
I apologize, although my intent was to encourage you. It was rather crude. Still, I believe that this ploy needed to be done in order to ignite your competitive spirit.
But
Vanilla Sierra says Tanamura had the whole actor issue. Otherwise, I think he would come back.
As another person.
Was there an issue with it regarding his voice actor? I don't know anything about that. I haven't really researched much about
Marame
Yakuza
held a
0's
grudge
development.
against me for supposedly stealing his
But
customers.
there's always something, isn't there?
To start, I couldn't get anyone to rent me space for exhibits.
Birdman says I didn't play the dancing games, but as a viewer, it was incredibly disorienting to see the notes go from the middle to the edge of the screens, and when there's a bunch of notes,
Even
my
if it's
mind
covered
goes
entirely
blank.
in black.
Yeah, I guess it takes a certain eye to not only enjoy the Persona dancing games, but also the rhythm games in general. I remember when I first tried them out in EGX all the way back in 2018. This was like before the games even came out. Yeah, it was pretty disorienting at first, but you do kind of get used to
First
it,
as classmates, then as
especially if you've been
teachers, same
playing
art school.
rhythm games for
He
a
used
while.
to have a noble spirit. Said he wanted to aim for the top of the art world one day. But in the end, even the art world has its
Luna says
share
my
of
ranking at the
politics.
moment is
Those who are cunning
Yakuza 0
and
greater than
hearts were
Kiwami 2,
stained
which is
black
greater
in
than
that
4,
day.
which is greater than 5,
But the
which is
human
greater than
heart is a
Kiwami
strong
1, which is greater than 6,
It
and then
can
which is greater than
completely
3.
separate black from
I would personally swap
shocked
4
when I heard that
and
you took Never
Kiwami
mind.
2 around, and then put Kiwami 1 in place
happened
of
just before
where
we
4
cut
would
all
be then,
ties from
and
each other.
then that would be my list there. But that's
He was
a pretty
panicked
solid
that
list
nearby
altogether.
Clinics were closed, and that his kid had
I think I would personally put 6, maybe also higher than 4. I found that there was more to it. Even some of the plot elements in 6 weren't great, but
Yeah.
I at least remembered it compared to 4, which
any more losers like me.
that was just kind of, as I said earlier, just kind of standard.
From this world.
Again, that's just me.
That's why I started this.
And yeah, Luna furthers that up with saying, to be fair, by Yakuza 4, 5, and 6, he's near in his late 40s, regarding Kiryu anyway, and early 50s, so I understand why he'd be a bit more mellow. And Yakuza 0, to me, enhances one's story in hindsight, making you understand people like Majima and Nishiki more, but it could be worse. You could start with 6.
I am not Madarame.
Solid points all around, I would say, yeah.
By desire. After all,
yeah, I mean, I was making fun of Nishiki in my Kiwami 1 video about how much of a whiny little bitch he is, and 0 as well. But I do understand what he's going through.
We'll be fine.
But it's just a bit, it's a little bit funny. that's just me.
Really did have a good eye.
Looks like Zeta Flare, says Barbara Dupperton.
What a strange man.
Fair enough.
Sacrificing one's own money for the sake of others. That's not something anyone can do. Perhaps it's a tad wasteful of me to decline. Still, I believe...
And he-ho to T993, welcome back.
But that's the human heart, correct?
Luna says, I'm playing like a dragon since I still got DMC5 and Final Fantasy VII Remake for Christmas to play as well as Undertale, which my friend bought.
It must have been
solid list there.
Dealing with me.
All very good games.
For some reason, I knew that you would
I actually just played Undertale for the first time, I think a couple months ago, after the hype finally died down. Yeah, it was quite enjoyable. I wouldn't say it was like absolutely amazing, like the internet was praising it to be, but yeah, it has some pretty cool moments in it. And yeah, Megalovania, as much of a meme as it's become, still a damn good song.
Granting thee infinite power.
Alright, finally, Yusuke's Ultimate Persona. I think this is personally one of the better designed ones out of the second tier Personas.
Alright.
Especially compared to someone like Hecate, who we got last week.
Alright.
Yeah, that was just weird in all sorts of places. That would be Kamu Suzuno. See, look at that. And he kind of reminds me as well of Demise in Skyward Sword. It's mainly the hair, but yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Alright.
I don't know about the high-heeled boots there, but other than that, it's pretty cool.
Now that I'm out of my slump, I need to make up for the time I wasn't able to paint.
Birdman says the painting has symbolism on how the first is apparently empty, but the second has better symbolism, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what the art teacher says.
In order for me to learn more
the first one just sort of lacked something, that like it felt empty in some ways, which I guess is kind of the point. But that's kind of partly why I like it as well. But yeah, the second painting is more, you know, as the title suggests, hope and desire. Let's see, we got evade fire. What are we want to get rid of? Oh yeah, no, actually, Speedmaster. We don't need Speedmaster. We'll at some point be getting Masaku Kaja. I think pretty soon, at least before the next dungeon, maybe.
You're back.
Okay. Tomorrow is the change of heart for Okumura. This ought to be fun.
Everything should work out well if Okumura has a change of heart, assuming it happens like it always does. We should be seeing some results soon.
Or will we? In more ways than one. Okay, so who's out today? No Kawakami, but Yoshida is, so we'll get him up soon. And Oya's not available, and we already used Chihaya for the day. So let's go see Yoshida and get ourselves to rank 8 with him. We're doing pretty well with the ranks so far.
Everyone.
Alright.
Good evening.
Okay, let's go and hang Yoshida.
Actually,
Don't do it, man.
what's wrong?
Vanilla Sierra says, from Yakuza 4 onwards, Majima is more tied to Saejima. Meanwhile, Kiryu is in his retirement process, so it makes sense they wouldn't interact much. Yeah, makes more sense. But, you know, we don't want to see depressing Majima. We want to see, you know, active, crazy Majima. I guess -0, because he wasn't quite there yet. But even that was more interesting in 0. You know, seeing him have a connection with someone than... you know, so, just obsessing over your kind of sort of brother. Again, though, that's just me. If you like it, you like it. Tanemura's original actor was accused of doing drugs sometime after 4's release, says Vanilla Sierra. In the remaster, he has a new face. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, thank you for pointing that out to me. I'll have to keep that in mind when I eventually talk about Yakuza 0, not Yakuza 0, Yakuza 4 in a Trash Treasure video. Noah Flax says, yeah, I plan to play full body after finishing Classic Catherine, just to get a feel for both the experience and Rin's route. Yeah. Rin's route. But, yeah, I hope you enjoy it anyway. There's a lot of good things in Full Body, but there's also not some very good stuff in it. I need to do a proper Trash or Treasure video of Catherine Full Body. I've probably said this before, but, you know, I will do it at some point. Kamo Suzuno is better designed than Gorokichi, says Birdman. I guess so, yeah.
I see.
Although, to be honest, I can't quite remember what Gorokichi's design, but I'll have to have a look. Luna says, like a Dragon, so far, it's a really charming game with so much personality, and I already love Ichiban, even though I do miss Kiryu already. Ichiban's still, yeah, he's pretty cool. Yeah, I'd say he was a worthy replacement over Kiryu, when they eventually had to end his storyline. And, yeah, it gets better later in the game, too. Or, yeah, maybe around the last third or so. You know, just, it gets pretty cool. Hope you enjoy it when you get there. Barbara Dupperton says, my brother got me Nier Automata for Christmas. Planning on playing it next weekend. Cool. Hope you enjoy it. Again, I kind of see why a lot of people do really like it. And I've even done a review on it, explaining my thoughts. But, yeah, it's I think it was a bit too empty for my liking. I did finish the whole thing and even did some of the side quests, including the super boss against Emil, so it must be doing something right if it's able to get me to do all that stuff. But yeah, it's a decent game all around. Not one of my favorite Platinum titles, but it's still pretty good. And speaking of third-tier personas, says Birdman, their skills are really bad. Some of them are pretty good, like On being able to use Concentrate on have everybody concentrate their next magic attacks, and Ryuji also being able to get them to charge their physical attacks. So stuff like that's pretty good. And the one Kasumi gets is going to be really useful against the later super boss during the third semester. So yeah, don't ignore that. You want to keep that. And he got a gun for Christmas. It's a model. Relax. I would hope so. Just don't take it to a restaurant or something. We've seen what happens in Persona 4 when they bring weapons to a little cafe place. And Noah Flack says, I just got Nier myself, actually. Been meaning to play it for a while now. Again, hope you enjoy it. Got some pretty cool moments in it. But I think it was mainly the third chapter that that really got me interested. The first two, like when you're playing as 2B and 9S.
Yes.
9S especially, it got really repetitive because you were literally going through the same stuff that 2B was, just with like a few more added bits sprinkled in. But yeah, it's like the third chapter, I guess you could call it, or whatever it is. It's really, really good. And it's a shame that it got that good so late in the game. Yeah, I said it was a model. It doesn't actually shoot, nor does it sound like one, says Birdman. Yeah, it's understandable. I got what you meant. And Luna says, with Christmas money, I got the Sonic Adventure ports on PC because while they're bad ports, I put mods on them to make them like the original versions, removing the ports glitches it introduced. That's cool. I still need to actually play Sonic Adventure, 1 properly. Adventure 2, I got pretty far in the GameCube days, but never did actually fully finish it. Never did the final story. Never really been that into Sonic, as I've mentioned before in previous streams, but you know, I know a lot of people do like it. And Kyrie Light, hello, says, hi, sorry I'm late, so nice to see your face. I know, brand new. Just trying something different here. But yeah, let me know how it is. If you'd rather see me in person, or just, you know, don't want to see my ugly mug around. Unfortunately, quite a bad start as well. This because, like I said, I have a cold. So apologies for any nasally, my voice sounding nasally. There we go. I know words. Couldn't quite see the text there. It's unfortunate about this particular game. It's so stylized that like every part of the screen has to be filled in some way. So I might have to move myself when I eventually get more confident skills. Oh, yeah, nice. Charms going up to number 4. Charismatic, but I believe I need to be maxed out in order to carry on with Makoto's confidant, unfortunately. But we'll get there. We're on our way. We're at the second to last one. Okay. Never forget that. We're getting there, though. 2 more ranks, and then we're finally done with Yoshida. And Johan Jornstrom, hello, says, hey all, came to say SMT 5 has sold over 800,000 copies. Woo! Very nice. I'm hoping that, that'll, well, A, not only shut up the SMT fans who say that you know, don't get the appreciation that the series deserves, but also that it encourages Atlas to make more SMT games at a more frequent basis, and you know, but also give enough time for Persona as well. You know, spend just as much effort making Persona great as well. And with any luck, SMT might be just as popular as Persona. That's good.
Hmm? Wait, if he's still asleep at this point, he's definitely going to be late for school.
Luna says, like, for some reason those ports remove color from certain areas. Lighting errors, and just to patch it all up has been satisfying to play in their original forms on PC, just regarding the Sonic Adventure games. But yeah, hope that makes it a lot more enjoyable. I imagine it's one of those games that I might have a bit of a hard time getting adjusted to, because I can't play older games as well as I used to, despite me just completing the classic Tomb Raiders. Just today, actually, I finished Tomb Raider Chronicles, marking it the last one I needed to complete for my revisit this year. Yes, and that was also something I forgot to mention at the beginning of the stream. It's a new year. It's 2022. Happy New Year to everybody. And hopefully I'll be able to provide the same usual content that you guys hopefully enjoy, and that you also enjoy the upcoming streams while we finish this game off, finally. But that won't be until another few months. So anyway, which name was most commonly ascribed to Shape B? I'm gonna guess Fuba.
This is it.
Hey, there we go. Starting with a B, I guess. Lucky guess. Pretty much. Right. Vanilla Sierra says, I'm certainly going to miss Kiryu destroying hundreds of men alone without breaking a sweat. Well, Ichiban does that too, just in a turn-based way. So, yeah, you're just not totally lost. Better Sonic Adventure 2 is like a DX is like my childhood dream come true as a kid, says Luna. Cool. Like I said, hope you enjoy it. Is there? I can't remember what's actually added in the deluxe edition, aside from just being on the GameCube. Moving on from the Dreamcast, I'm sure there's probably more to it. Maybe it's like battle, but yeah. And Kyrie Light says, well, I'd rather see you in person, but the stream camera will just have to do. Looks and sounds fine to me.
It's finally lunch.
Excellent. I'm glad. And
I'm really in the mood for some...
yeah, for context, Kyrie Light is my girlfriend, Hannah, so that's why she's saying she wants to see me in person. We live in, like, opposite ends of the country. So, yeah, we don't get to see each other too often, because, you know, funds are a bitch and all that. But yeah,
I see.
We do see each other from time to time. Hello.
I'm sure you're aware, but Dr. Maruki's term here will be ending pretty soon. The higher-ups told me to make sure you've received adequate counseling. Be sure to visit him so you don't bring any unwanted attention to yourself.
Already at rank 9, Kawakami. We're already doing well.
Counseling, eh? But anyway, let's go get lunch.
Luna says, I'd say Adventure 1 is different playstyles. Adventure 1's different playstyles isn't for everyone. It's why people are sort of mixed on it. But personally, I like the variety. Yeah, I know Big the Cat, especially, is a bit of a turnoff for a lot of players. With Froggy and all the fishing.
Are you also about to eat lunch, Senpai? If it's all right with you, would you mind eating together?
Let's go.
How nice to see you two together.
Everybody's coming in at once.
Would you like to join us for lunch, Dr. Maruki? We were just discussing eating together.
Are you sure? Well, maybe I will tag along then.
I don't know what student would ask their counselor to have lunch, but
is that
it's Maruki. I'll make an exception.
Yoshizawa-san?
Yeah, she's a growing lady.
That doesn't really...
I have to eat this much to stay active. I always burn through everything I eat. From my point of view, it's your 2 lunches that are the issue here. If you're going to strengthen your body, you have to eat right. You should really work on your diets.
Me too. But, you know, I like food too much.
And you're right, yours does look nutritious. You know, you seem to be giving off...
Vanilla Sierra says they even restored the old Dreamcast DLCs. This game is crazy ambitious for the time it released. Yeah, I can imagine so.
You don't seem to be overexerting yourself either.
I'm sorry I'd worried you.
Going back to the third tier Persona skills, Birdman says like they cost too much SP, like around 80 to 100 SP, and ironically the best ones are the ones that cost HP. Yeah, that's a fair enough point. Yeah, they do cost a hell of a lot.
Well,
but I think,
thanks to him
given how you'll have Haru's vegetables to grow, that does restore your SP rather.
My problems.
You should, by that point, you should hopefully have enough just to keep yourself standing. Because like I would, granted, I would mainly use those third tier Persona skills during boss fights. So yeah, I guess they are kind of situational in that sense. But yeah. I don't think it's too much of a problem.
I'm totally over it now. Sorry for talking so much. Why don't we focus on our lunches?
Adventure 1, if it helps, is a better Dreamcast game than Shenmue, says Luna. I mean, that can't be too hard, can it? Unless Sonic feels like making me wait in real time just to meet Amy or something.
Absolutely tormented about her situation just the other day. I have to say, this drastic change has really knocked me for a loop. Perhaps the Phantom Thieves changed her heart?
Anything's possible.
I was just joking. Looks like time's up.
Barbara Dupperton says, I grew up with Unleashed for my first Sonic game.
See you around.
I hear a lot of the fans like that more than the critics, particularly the daytime stages and not so much the Werehog segments. But yeah, it seems perfectly good. I haven't tried it, but yeah, and it might be on my list of Sonic games if I eventually do feel like going back to the series at any point. But, you know, I'm in no rush. I got a lot of things to play, and, you know, Sonic's not really on my high priority at the moment. There we go. Haru's just mentioned her flower bed, which we'll eventually get to take care of and help her, so that way we get, as I was saying before, just you can get items that restore SP. And it's especially helpful during the boss fights, as I mentioned. But yeah.
So you're the one who grew these, Senpai?
T993 says, I hear people use Dreamcast conversion mods over Better Sonic Adventure 2 Deluxe for some of the things that didn't get fixed. That's really cool that there are such dedicated fans that are willing to help fix those old games that the developers won't bother with anymore.
Balancing the color placement.
Furthermore, it's like some people have even done that with the original Tomb Raider.
It will surely be a great bed, no matter the arrangement.
Like, it just makes it a hell of a lot more enjoyable to play on PCs.
Why don't we plant you, Mona? Weren't you a shut-in until just recently? You'd better photosynthesize while you're here.
We're closer to 2040 than 2000, says Birdman. And that was in response to Luna saying, 2022, to think it's now been 20 years since the last proper new Jet Set Radio game. And yes, I'm seething over it.
That's not gonna make a difference.
Oh dear.
Hey, you know how we're thinking of the school
We need another F-Zero game too.
Party? Anyone else think we should have a real
I think it's almost been 20 years since GX came out.
I must agree.
But there's a lot of series of games that would need revivals. Metroid just barely got it with Dread, so we need to get to work on others.
Joint party to celebrate and to welcome Haru.
And Barbara Dupperton says, still no Back to the Future hoverboards yet. Nope.
School festival is more than enough.
Disappointing.
How is
it's been like
to get excited
it's nearly the 7-year anniversary now. So
well then,
where are they, Zemeckis?
How about a night party at Destinyland?
Fight.
Thank you for waving back Kyrie.
Do you mean that Kingdom of Dreams?
It would be a bit late, but there are some plans that allow us to rent out the park for the night.
I wonder what sort of mascot they have in Destinyland.
We're talking about
like
Destinyland.
Instead of Mickey Mouse or something, it'd be Michael Rat or something.
Ourselves?
I did, but
hold on, I'll go check.
And where is it, Elon? Says Birdman regarding the hoverboards. Yes, indeed. Hey, Cam, says Path Beyond the Dark.
Looks like it will work.
Yeah, brand new.
Really?
Trying it out.
Not like one of the restaurants, but the entire park?
Yep.
Even just for one night, the price is insane.
Yeah, sounds about right. Disneyland's expensive.
We had originally booked it for a company party, then had to call it off because of the scandal. We'd barely.
I took 10 years to finish Sonic Adventure 1 because of the Big the Cat, says Vanilla Sierra. It does look pretty tedious and a pain in the ass.
Conspicuous, though?
It's still officially under the company's name. We need.
It's odd as well that Big the Cat is voiced by Duke Nukem of all people, so also makes it disturbing.
Celebrate twice as hard today.
I'm sorry for disrupting everyone. You did come to help me after all. Well, let's get back to it.
Luna says, I'll say about Yakuza 3, it isn't as bad as people say it is. I actually like How Is the Dad Simulator for the first 4 hours. Yeah, the Okinawa stuff was pretty cool at first, but I think it did go on a little too long. A couple hours would have been pretty nice, but that would have been a decent enough length. But you spend a lot of time in Okinawa before you properly get into the game, and that kind of turned me away a little bit. But you know, I stuck through it anyway.
What if we were going to dine together? It would be better to do it somewhere with a view.
You have to use Spellmaster by either buying the DLC fights or using the Jazz Club and carry it over into New Game Plus with the church.
There really is no one else
here. Do the levels for you and your party members carry over in New Game Plus if you tell it to?
For our sake as well?
I don't actually know. That would seem like it makes the game even easier than it already is.
It's not as beautiful as you. That's the kind of stuff couples say, right? Almost anyone would fall for that line in front of a site like this.
Lady An, This view is not as beautiful as...
Come on, you guys are getting way too
Womp womp.
excited about this stuff.
You say that like you're not tapping into your inner child too.
Luna says, Big the Cat's fishing is bad, but Adventure 2 I just prefer because I just like how much more streamlined it is. Smooth some of the edges, one had like a sequel should. Yes, fair enough. 2 does seem a bit better. Although I remember Tails and Eggman's segments being a pain in the ass, just with all the shooting and the target system not friggin' working. Yeah, don't fight in those.
What was that?
My, this is so heartwarming.
Honestly, I would have liked to see the parade as well. But given how sudden the request was, they couldn't get enough staff together to do it.
Surprised they got staff at all.
Perhaps that will have to wait until next time.
Either way, this party's totally the best one so far. It's freaking amazing.
I wonder if they're just as forbidden to break out of character, the mascots in Destiny Land, than they are in Disneyland.
You've shown these guys what luxury means. This'll really raise the bar for our next celebration party.
Because
You're
it's the
already
party
talking
members is
about our
Birdman.
next
Okay.
Don't you think that's somewhat premature?
And Path Beyond the Dark says, the Sonic stage design philosophy of being more open, being able to skip sections, etc. of Sonic Adventure 1 are my ideal 3D Sonic levels. It's fair enough, and it looks like Sonic Frontiers is going to be going back to that sort of thing too, if I understand correctly.
It's
It's
actually...
bringing a more open world thing.
You worry too much.
I prefer that philosophy over Sonic Adventure 2 and just about everything after. Yeah, that's fair enough. But I think it's more the other playstyles that people criticize.
Hey,
Generations, I think, got the closest to that feeling with multiple protagonists. Yeah, I quite enjoyed Generations. You never really did play as Tails or anybody, did you?
Thank you all
Oh, well.
for taking time out of your busy schedules to gather here. Today,
Yeah, Persona's poor man's version of Disneyland, says Barbara Dupperton. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
Situation.
Luna says, it's sad. I heard the voice actor for Sonic from Adventure 1, 2, and Heroes. I can't do the voice anymore, unfortunately, with age and everything. That sucks so much. Like, I used to be able to do a pretty good impression of Butters from South Park, but yeah, my voice broke and I can't do it anymore, so, which is kind of sad.
I wholeheartedly apologize.
So are you saying all of this was done?
Birdman says the only reason I won the Margaret fight was because I used the third tier skill for Naoto, Yukiko, and Chie somehow. Yeah, Yukiko and Chie I used as well. I didn't actually use Naoto, I think.
We
I
heard
can't
that
remember
dozens of your
who
employees
my
were
fourth
forced to
one was.
resign due to
Might have been
mysterious
Naoto?
illness. Furthermore,
Can't remember. But no, it was Kanji. I lie.
Against your proposal for
But,
overseas expansion.
Yeah,
The
he
same
he
thing
had like
also
the most
happened
health
in decades of
and
competing
power
companies
to him,
who were
so that's
looking to
why I used
expand
him.
abroad. Is all of this true?
I love the Okinawa part, says Vanilla Sierra, because
Was it
I'm
all
happy for
coincidence?
Kiryu having a good time. Yakuza 3 is an underrated gem.
We'd like some answers.
Yeah, I'm sure it does have its fans. I think I prefer that over 4 in general, but yeah, it's still probably not my favorite Yakuza game. But yeah, the Okinawa parts,
Here
as I said,
Okumura's
they were pretty good for like the first couple
behind
hours,
the
but
mental
I think it
shutdowns.
went on a little too long after that.
Okumura-san?
I love how much more graphic that is compared to like the principal's death just after Hawaii. Like, you saw it a little bit with the principal and the train conductor at the beginning of the game, but I think I like how just up close and personal they went with that. Like, you get to see more detail regarding the eyes and such.
Chan, what's going on?
No, that's impossible.
Oh, what a lovely night. Hope something bad doesn't happen,
You're
says
right.
Johan.
Followed all the same steps.
Oh dear.
We made sure we just took the treasure too.
I should call home.
This isn't our fault, is it? It's been okay all 4 times so far, ever since Kamoshida. If we let the shadow live, the real person won't undergo mental shutdown, right?
Birdman says, my brother still says his favorite Sonic game is Unleashed.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah, but said it's got its fans as far as I'm aware.
What's wrong?
Especially the daytime stages. But yeah, that's.
The same.
I can't really comment on that. Unfortunately, I haven't played Unleashed yet.
And to my mom.
I meant multiple paths in stages, not protagonists, as Path Beyond the Dark. Whoops, sorry about that. Unleashed is, I don't know, it's hard to say how I feel about it, he also says. Yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag from what I understand, basically just with the different play styles.
Feel free to take your time.
Okumura will finally stop being evil, says Vanilla Sierra.
This ain't our fault.
Yeah, certainly so.
I'd like to think so.
Some welcoming party, huh?
I'll get in contact with Haru later. But for today, I think we should all return home.
And Barbara Dupperton says, well, Haru is now a Disney princess now since her parents kicked the bucket.
What are you watching?
Yeah.
That's...
It's a fair assessment, yeah. She can have a song later.
Perhaps Okumura was bitten by his lapdog.
Are you implying that the Phantom Thieves triggered a sudden mental shutdown on Okumura?
Unleash is okay, says T993, but hard to go back to with levels being locked behind finding medals. Yeah, I recall that being another issue. Yeah, because they could sometimes blindside you, like they could appear in places you wouldn't think to look.
No.
Like, and especially if you're playing as regular Sonic and you're just like zooming past. You're trying to go fast. You're not trying to look for medals.
You were suspecting the Phantom Thieves as well.
Jeez, says Kyrie Light. Yep, it's pretty gruesome.
But I don't want to rule it out.
We're searching the Okumura
I feel so bad for Haru, I can't even
Same
make a
as
joke,
Shujin
says
and its
Path
principal.
Beyond the Dark.
We
Yep.
will find evidence on
And
this.
again, this is about as much
What?
character as she would have gotten in original
By the way,
Persona
I wanted
5.
to ask you something.
But thankfully Royal gives her a little bit more.
You haven't looked at my laptop or taken files from it without my permission, have you?
That's quite out of the blue.
There were traces that someone transferred data from it. It was only a small error pop-up, but I noticed it immediately after I had that argument with you last month.
And that's why you suspect me? Oh, please, give me a break.
Are you saying you didn't?
As a detective myself, I honor the value of information, as well as the effort invested in it. I take pride in what I do.
I'm surprised Futaba didn't take into consideration that sort of thing, that Sai would get some sort of warning on her laptop that, hey, someone's hacking into your laptop, or, like, how when you log in onto a website and some of them have, like, the security email sent to you that say, you logged in at such and such time, if this isn't you, blah, 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 click here. It's like, yes, I imagine Sai would have something like that, so yeah, I'm surprised Futaba didn't think to take that into account. Vanilla Sierra says Disneyland is greater than horrible death. Back to Disneyland. Indeed. Yeah. Disneyland hasn't killed anybody yet. Somehow the most graphic scene is a 3D animated cutscene, but not an anime cutscene, says Birdman. Yeah, indeed. It's about the only time we get something as gruesome as that, too, in the whole game. Yeah, this is not looking good for the Phantom Thieves. Not at all. No siree. And luckily, this is where the plot really starts kicking off now.
Should have been okay. It should have been.
We will no longer have any slower moments like we had been with this particular arc. It's now over. We're finally done. We can move on. Thank God for that.
Damn it, this doesn't make any sense. Why he suffered a mental shutdown is one thing, but what are we supposed to do from here on out?
With Sonic Unleashed and critics, Luna says, it was because the game came after Shadow and 06, so critics had all bias against Sonic IP. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. If
Let's go to bed.
Oh, come on, Morgana, really? Come on,
No way.
Jesus Christ, come on. Don't do this to me. I want to click on the plant. Ah, there we go. Cool. Might need to buy some more nutrients soon. To give it more kindness. Oh, cool. And it's going up. Hooray! Selfless. I'm hoping... I think that's enough to continue Futaba's social link, or at least start it, because we haven't actually done anything yet. But yeah, That's good, because, yeah, Yusuke was nearly done, so we'll need another person. But yeah, Sonic Unleashed, yeah, I could see that, you know, being the case. You know, you gotta still feel a bit sore at the time, but I think more, from what I understand, more people appreciate Sonic Unleashed now than they did then.
On your feet, inmate. Our master has an important matter to discuss with you. Heed his words well.
First, I'd like to congratulate you for expelling the one proud of their greed. Or so
Vanilla Sierra says, Akechi is such a good actor. Yeah, that's Robbie Damon. He's pretty much good in everything. Like, even though he sometimes plays the same type of character,
of course.
He plays it well.
What
But,
of the general
you know, he's still able to play a variety of characters either way. Like he's Zhao in Yakuza Like a Dragon. You know, he's a pretty like gruff sort of Yakuza guy.
I truly look forward to seeing how
and he plays Tobin as well in Fire Emblem Echoes, who's a little more lighthearted than Akechi. So, yeah, he's got quite the talent, that boy.
All right.
He's on my list of autographs to get if I ever do see him at a con or something.
Time's up, inmate. Hurry up and return to your work.
Oh dear. Audio cut out there. It's hard to believe that Akechi's voice actor voiced Spider-Man. That was Yuri Lowenthal, unless there was some other game I don't know about that Robbie Damon voice. But yeah, that was Yosuke in the PS4 game. I could be wrong though, if there, like I said, if there is another Spider-Man game that Robbie Damon did voice, but yeah, I don't know.
Listen this time, okay?
Right, so, yeah. No, the Kawakami's not gonna, let us slack off just yet. Was the recent cartoon, says Barbara Dupperton. Okay, thank you. Yeah. I'm actually, yeah, I'm not too familiar with the, recent cartoon. Yeah. Probably should give those shows a go, because I've liked Spider-Man since I was a kid, so I should really be following up with this stuff. But, you know, I did watch No Way Home at least, so I'm happy with that. Alright, things are not looking good. It's gonna be a while, unfortunately, before we're able to start Haru's confidant, because she, yeah, understandably, she's gonna be grieving about her dad. Oh man, the daytime levels took an hour to finish in Sonic Unleashed.
We haven't found anything useful
Jesus,
as
I can't
evidence.
imagine that.
I see.
We were hoping to find something more than the calling card, too.
We've confirmed the victim's connection to the Phantom Thieves, at least. Thank you for your cooperation.
Speaking. Huh? They found a calling card in the principal's office, too.
Yes! I'm sorry to ask again, but your father hadn't said anything about the Phantom Thieves, correct?
Luna says, I'd say Unleashed is what I would call the MGS2 effect, where people don't appreciate the game until years after release. The same goes to games like Final Fantasy IX and MGS5 too. Do people appreciate MGS5 more?
The principal
This is the first I've heard of it.
told me about that.
Yeah, I don't think I could appreciate it more. It's just, it's got too much empty space in it for my liking. MGS2, yeah, you know, I could see that. I've grown softer towards that. Yeah, especially near the end, but
go after Okumura's
yeah.
even the death of
FF9 couldn't say. If anything, I would have thought FF8 would have been more appreciated than 9. Because like 9 sort of goes back to the basics, while 8 was being more risky.
You could have easily woven up a much simpler lie than this metaverse. Moreover, you're a
My top 3 Spider-Man media for me at the moment, also says Luna, is Spectacular Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, and the PS4 game.
With my line of work, I know a false testimony when I hear one. Still,
yeah, Path Beyond the Dark says MGS5 is the opposite. I think it was very well received at first, but over time it garnered more criticism. It was more the critics that really enjoyed it than the fans. I think the fans realized just how little story there was. and just some of the choices that were made were just a little odd. Yeah, my teammate was in danger. But yeah, I don't think it's been more appreciated now since it first came out.
That said, it's safe enough to say that you aren't the murdering type.
I have a confession. I watched Spider-Verse yesterday for the first time since Birdman. Very good movie. At least you caught it just in time for the second movie, or part one of it anyway. So you're all set. You're all set.
Deaths of Okumura and Shujin's principal, the public's opinion changed.
I think Akechi's voice actor also voiced you in Dancing All Night. No, that was still Johnny Young Bosch doing him.
What's the matter? Is it a side effect? What in the world did the police inject into you?
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh dear.
You need to stay focused.
Don't scare me like that. If what you're saying is true, you must tell
Luna says MGS2 has one of my favorite stories in games with its themes and stories. Yeah, that's understandable. As I said, especially near the end alone.
Let's move on.
Is
we arrive at your most recent crime.
Pretty game breaking.
You know what I mean, don't you? This calling card was delivered to your latest target, the one you had decided would prove your innocence. It was addressed to Sae Nijima. Myself. Now, explain everything to me.
Oh my god. Yep, so our very next target is Sae Nijima herself, and we're gonna be investigating her palace, hopefully quite soon. Definitely not this part, but maybe we'll get a glimpse of it the next part, I think, if things go pretty well. I guess we can't do anything still. Oh no, we can. We can go downstairs, that's fine. So... What's up, Sojiro?
Yo.
What do we do? Actually, I should probably go read. I haven't gone to Booktown lately. Stupid me, stupid me. I could have had a new book to read at this point. But now I gotta wait until, the next classroom, I guess. So let's watch the DVD. Oh god, yeah, we need to finish that. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, right. How stupid do you think I am?
It's okay. I'll tell you everything. I just don't want to lose you.
That's all I needed to know. Hey, come here.
Oh dear. Can't get into soap operas.
Oh!
Alright, so yeah, we just increased our charm by 4. So this will be a good time to increase it a bit further. Are you sure? I thought it was still Johnny Young Bosch. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Johnny Young Bosch in the dancing games. And also Spider-Man Verse 2 hype, says Barbara Dupperton. Yeah, I'll be interested in seeing it, definitely. But yeah, I just hope that they don't become too big for their britches, because they've seen how successful the first one was. Oh dear. Can't really see it, unfortunately, but the bar is going down. Yep. Let's try moving me just up a little bit, just to see how that works out. Hopefully that should make things a little better. You know, gotta tweak these things.
It looks like Haru is managing. Somehow. Alright. Let's meet up with everyone after school.
I'm still waiting for some time when MGS4 gets more love, because I love the game in spite of its problems for its emotional beats being great, says Luna. Yeah, MGS4 is a pretty good game. I thought it was quite a climactic finale. But yeah, it's a shame that it gets particularly hated. Mostly for the lengthy cutscenes, which, yeah, you know, it's a finale. I kind of expect the cutscenes to be pretty long and abundant, like even more so than the other games. Oh boy, this dude again.
Are finally in place. The public has praised them as allies of justice before they strike them back to the ground. Now then, she'll be next. Yes, I've already spoken to Human Resources about it. It will be a heavy responsibility, but I'm certain it'd be an honor for her.
I mean, yeah, any game with an iPod is great, says Johan Jarnstrom, which you can listen to certain music in the game.
Indeed.
I haven't played on my iPod Touch in a long time.
Just as you
We're sort of out of that phase now with technology. Path Beyond the Dark says, I think MGS4 will remain in that no man's land, not despised, but not really liked either. It has its fans. I know a few people who've said like they called it their favorite game of all time. So
Well, even though things have calmed down.
yeah, but yeah, I could.
What happened to her
It
father.
does have some problems. I will give you that.
What?
And I think it also doesn't help that it came right after MGS3, which is like frequently considered to be the best one.
President Okumura.
So it's begun already.
What?
The internet works fast as usual.
The CEO collapsed the way he did during an apology conference that our group caused.
Still, you were raving about us so much.
Hey, what's your favorite line to say out of context, says Birdman. I'll go first. This could get uncomfortable in more ways than one.
They don't know a damn thing about the situation.
Let's see.
Calm down.
I suppose don't think, feel.
Necessarily saying that.
But there's no way to vindicate ourselves.
I'm sure there's loads of lines in Persona. Oh, no, I got one. The one, this one that An says to Yusuke when they first meet.
Must be rough.
Like, I was just starting to get in the mood.
I called.
There's a lot you can take from this, but right now I can't actually think any for the off the top of my head.
Huh? The principal? You mean ours?
Yes.
Yes, it was Adachi, Tina. Yes, you're right. You're correct. That was who Johnny Youngbosh
Came
voiced.
to my home.
And but also
There was a
Wadachi.
woman named.
So, no, you, Narakami is what I mean. Sorry.
I overheard her saying a.
Vanilla Sierra says the SIU director somehow manages to be the most boring character in a game which has a cat who tells you to go to sleep.
It's got to be shooting.
At least Morgana is memorable, even if for some of the wrong reasons. But yeah, the SIU director just does nothing but waste your time. Just move on. Just cut all of the scenes with him.
Things are escalating far too quickly after President Okumura's incident.
What do you mean?
Perhaps we may have been set up by the real culprit.
For real?
That could be.
Then we need to catch them as soon as possible.
Hold a moment. Can we assume we've been set up, though? We don't even know their objective.
What else are we supposed
Just
to do?
kill people.
Let's all calm down for a moment. From what Haru said,
Luna says, I think in the next Persona game they should remove dating the adults, because, I don't know, the same game with Kamoshida dating Kawakami just felt off to me.
as normal students.
But Kawakami's not evil, so it's perfectly okay.
Exams? At a time like this?
But yeah, that's, yeah, I could agree to that as well. I mean, again, age is a number and all that, but
I'm gonna go home and look into
still kind of gross.
I wonder what that could be. At any rate, we need to behave and not draw attention to ourselves. Understood?
Yes, Ryuji. Narrative dissonance everywhere, says Path Beyond the Dark. I had hoped Royal would cut his scenes. Yeah, the SIU director, yeah. I really wish they did as well. You just... you could cut him out and not miss a thing. Like, I know that would be... I'm sure that would be a waste of a ton of work from both Atlas and the dude. But yeah, it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. Let's see about moving me up a little bit more here. Just to get all that in. But I can't get the text in. There, that'll do. See how that goes. Yeah, we can hopefully see everything now. So, damn you, Persona 5, for being such a stylized game that I have to keep adjusting it. It is ridiculous, Mishima. This is instantly people are against them. It's like, it's such hypocrites, the internet.
Mishima is a bit narrow-sighted, but he's a good person deep down. We can't betray him.
well, can we still do anything? Alright, cool, we can still do stuff. So we did Desperate Housewives, or whatever that was, for, are there any books, that might be worth reading? Might help with baseball skills, don't really need that. No. Well, we already have the planetarium and book town, so let's get rid of that. Just mark that off the list. So let's do that. Let's see. Oh, we haven't finished this one. Ah, yep, there we go. Yeah, that helps. So we can improve our charm a little bit. And finally get Makoto social link going.
Oh!
Yeah, we'll still be a ways off from getting it up to rank 5, but we'll get there. I want to see touching... I want to see, feel, touching, and thinking for myself, says Birdman. Yeah, in regards to the out-of-context lines, yeah. I think GA has a few lines like that. Don't think Persona would remove dating adults as they use it for fan service in Japan. Do they? Oh, God. I mean, I'm not surprised, honestly, but yeah, I could see that being the case. Definitely. Oh well. It appeals to a certain demographic, I'm sure. That's non-Japanese.
Worrying about others even at a time like this.
Nishima, the NPC. Yes, indeed. It's perfect.
Impossible.
If you could cut one character from the main cast out of the story, which would be the least impactful, says Birdman. I want to say Morgana, but A, that's an obvious answer, and B, you know, he actually does kick things off a little bit in regards to the Phantom Thieves, so out of the main cast? I don't know. They each have their uses. As much as I like her, I guess probably Haru. Since, yeah, they improved her a little bit in Royal, but yeah, she comes in rather late. And unless you do the Confidant, then you're not going to get too much out of her, particularly within the story. So that's tricky. That is a very tricky question. Let's prove our innocence. There we go. Yeah, yeah. Luna pretty much agreed with me there. The Haru, I'm not gonna lie, as sad as it is, because she has so much wasted potential. Yeah, that sums it up pretty much. Yes, it is sad. But yeah, I really like Haru, and I especially like her more in Royal and Strikers and all that. I have more appreciation for her than I did when I first played Persona 5. But yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it's tough to have to cut her off. But yeah, I think that would be the case. Another Mementos request. We're probably getting to that point where we will need to step in at some point, but we'll see how far we get into the story first, and then see where we are in terms of the palace and stuff. Because if anything, we could probably go to Mementos when we're actually, you know, just counting down the days until the change of heart and all that. Anyway. So let's see who is out on this very rainy day. Studies. Let's see who else is available first before we think about studying. Yusuke and An are maxed out. That's fine. Man, there's really nobody here. Alright, I guess we're studying then. Let's go improve our knowledge a bit then with Makoto. So, yeah, sure. There we go. Chester Sly says, I do like how Morgana cares about not just Joker, but also Haru and other people. Yeah. He does have his moments like that, but yeah, he just needs kind of more of that, really, in my opinion. And Kyrie Light says, sacrifices must be made for the video camera. Could put it in the corner where the character avatars appear, maybe. Nah, because, like, I don't know, you kind of want to see the expressions, really. Nah, no, I wouldn't. I don't think I would do that. You know, part of, you know, getting used to the characters is, like, seeing their expressions and how they're and getting a feel for how they're feeling, so... And just putting me there, putting my ugly-ass mug there, I think it would just kind of ruin it.
Yo.
Oh, it was Yusuke who said that line earlier. Okay, fair enough. I thought it sounded like a Chie thing, too. I could have sworn she said something similar. So, okay, Kawakami is yet again not ready to level up, but we haven't wasted our reading it with Chihaya, so let's go to that. So, yeah, let's go to Crossroads or Red Light District, wherever. Doesn't really matter, because we're going to get out of here anyway.
Hey, hey!
Yeah, no. Yeah, we do need to work here at some point, too.
Now.
Because we got a Mementos request to do. But let's do it when we don't have more stuff to do. Okay, let's get a fortune reading again.
What shall we do?
Okay, let's once again pick Kawakami.
Here we go.
Okay, let's hopefully that should do it. There we go.
What do you think?
All good. So how's that doing? Kawakami, come on! Okay, let's go hang out with Caroline and Justine then.
What are you gonna do today?
Because we are getting to that point where we're not going to be able to hang out with them, so we should probably get a move on with that too. So, yeah, we went to the Maid Cafe last time to activate the place for them. Yep, the Maid Cafe in Akihabara. So let's go there.
Guide me, inmate.
Luna says, I'm excited to play Final Fantasy VII Remake since I always loved the Seven's world and story, but the gameplay just was really bad and I don't enjoy turn-based games outside of Megaten, so I'm really hyped to play it. It's very, very good. I would highly recommend it, especially if you're new to Final Fantasy VII. It's not the same combat style, I will say that, but, you know, if you prefer action RPGs, like fast-paced action RPGs as opposed to turn-based, very good game.
Welcome home!
Path Beyond the Dark says, Morgana has an arc that lasts the whole game. Unlikable, yes, but pretty plot important. Yeah, that about sums it up there. Yeah, and as sad as it is, he is important to the plot in some ways. Like I said, for kickstarting the Phantom Thieves and all that, but yes, it is a shame that such an important character is also so unlikable at times. Yusuke kind of disappears after Madarame's palace. That is true, Vanilla Sierra. Yeah, that is true. But he sticks around. I think he sticks around longer than Haru, though, before you reach the end of the game. So I guess he kind of has that sort of leeway. But yeah, it's up to you, really. And now I can't see Joker. You know what? I'm just gonna like keep it keep myself at the corner there. We don't need to see the bar just yet. So yeah. So let's see. You get used to it. And there you go.
Caroline.
Okay, so, yeah, personally I'd say Haru or Makoto, says Bearman, in regards to cutting out a party member. Makoto, I would disagree with. But yeah, that's just me. I'm also, you know, biased because, you know, she's my girl and all that. My #1 Persona girl. I think this is pretty much the point where I've never actually seen these scenes before, past the aquarium, so this is all brand new to me.
My goodness!
Oh dear. And fired instantly. Barbara Dupperton says, I hope the next Persona will have a much stronger theme than just Justice. I love Persona 5, but I think its themes on Justice are kinda hollow. Slightly disagree, slightly agree on that, I guess, but mostly disagree. Yeah, it may be, you know, a sort of cartoonish a bit, but, you know, given that we're playing as Japanese superheroes, essentially, you know, it kind of makes sense that it would be, you know, as simple as it is. The overall theme that, you know, adults are rotten and we need to seek justice and all that.
Oh, sorry about that. Are you joking?
And Caroline's just gonna get the charm and guts and all that. Not me, damn it.
Damn it.
Jeez. Even they can cool down a little bit. It seems cool. Oh dear. Yeah, so... Yeah, Birdman also says Haru, because she comes in late in Makoto because she's from the least impactful palace. Again, that's kind of debatable, I would say. Granted, you know, Kaneshiro, he's not really the deepest or most complex of villains. And the palace itself, yeah, I can kind of see why you would think of it as shallow, because you know, money makes the world go round and all that, and you know, he's like just greedy with the money. But yeah, that's kind of it. But he still makes a huge impact to Shibuya, at least, or Tokyo in general, just by, you know, hiring kids to, you know, deliver drugs and such. So, but yeah, I can understand why you would feel that way. I see both pros and cons to Kaneshiro and his palace in general. Yeah, and Path Beyond the Dark responds to the Persona's themes, Persona 5's themes. Royal fixes it, and there are definitely two equally viable ideas of justice in this version. Yes, absolutely, especially as we'll see in the third semester. But yeah, we got a while yet before we're there. But oh well. Okay, so things aren't looking good for the Phantom Thieves. What percentage are we at now? 55%. Oh dear, that's not good at all. Alright, so let's carry on with the comments here.
This sucks.
Luna says, yeah, but I'd argue P4s were more hollow. P4 themes were more hollow, but I get what you mean. Personally, for me, the next game, I want the P3 approach where the characters develop through the story and not just in their social links. Again, I would kind of say that the Phantom Thieves do evolve throughout the story as well, and the investigation team as well. Like, it's more in Persona 4 or 5, it's more in how they become closer friends, whereas in 3, it's focuses on each of C's individually, rather than a team necessarily. So I think it's different in that respect. But none of them are bad. Are bad ways of showing it. So what we got? We give up.
Hey,
this is
are
true.
you listening?
Ooh, we gotta dodge the chalk. We gotta dodge the chalk. Place your bets. Place your bets. Hooray! We missed. Or they missed. Yeah. Right. That'll increase my charm a little bit too. Thank you very much, sir. needed that. Anyway, Vanilla Sierra says Strikers did a pretty good job with An, Yusuke, and Haru, giving them the spotlight in the first 3 arcs. Yeah, and they just I guess they do kind of forget about it. Forget about them. An's I don't really. Oh, Takemi wants to see me. It's actually something I think I should tell you, but I can't make up my mind. I thought I got her Memento's request. Why is she wanting to hang out? That's new. But we're able to hang out with Futaba too. And Shinya is available, so... Well, let's go start Futaba's, because we really should start, you know, ranking her up a bit. We'll go see Takemi another time. She's usually there pretty often. First of all, I'm lying. We should, oh god. I should be able to confirm it with a current level of kindness. Yeah. You did well, Futaba. Yeah, not quite yet, because I want to...
Alright, see you.
Go to Shibuya real quick and return the DVD so I can get another one, and then see what books are also available.
Hey!
Yeah, I know, we have unidentified targets. We'll get there, we'll do it!
What can I get you?
Okay, so let's do that. Yeah, Jesus. There's nowhere I can put my damn camera. So... Let's go. So rent a DVD. So... What we got? Ah, balls. That's not what I wanted. Let go of the game. Anyway, so what we got? So this is gonna raise kindness, guts, proficiency, and proficiency again. So I guess we'll do kindness. Get with Sojiro's. Actually, we haven't done much with guts, so let's do that. Let's do 31. So yep, we got that. Well, that's all good. Let's put me back down there. Let's see. So let's go and see. Go back to Futaba again. But yeah, sorry, Vanilla Sierra. It took a while going back to your point. Yeah, I didn't think. I think could have done with a bit more development in that respect with Alice. But Yusuke and Haru, yeah, those were definitely a lot better. Yusuke's in particular, I think, was one of the highlights of the game. In just that it hits a lot of notes with you know, content creators or just any sort of artist, whether it be media or like, you know, paintings and such. And Barbara Tupperton says, oh, maybe I need to give Royal another go. Yeah, definitely do so. And Path Beyond the Dark says, where I think Vanilla went wrong with having a counter-argument for the Phantom Thieves justice was with Akechi, but can't go more into it for spoilers. Yeah, definitely not. That won't solve anything. Yeah, online classes, not worth it, I'm sure. But you're going to have to do it anyway when we hit 2020. Path Beyond the Dark also says, yeah, Barb, if your gripe is how justice is kind of Phantom Thieves, right, everyone else is wrong, it's definitely worth playing Royal. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just think of it like a sort of comic book type of game, where it's, I don't want to say oversimplified because that's not true, but the themes aren't too deep, but they're still effective. Yeah, if we work together.
Yes.
Cool. She'll be ready to rank up next time. Chester Slice says, I'm definitely buying P4 Arena Ultimax on my PS5 when I beat Golden. Yeah. I'll probably be doing that too, and we'll do a part 2 for our Mine and Jude's Little Brawl as well that we did several months ago. Luna says, the new combat... Oops, I lost it. The new combat is what made me really want to play Final Fantasy VII Remake, because it essentially gives me Final Fantasy VII, but with fun gameplay that appeals to me. Yeah, as I said, if you're more into action games, definitely go try it out.
Alright!
It's basically a more improved version of Final Fantasy 15 as well, I would argue. Final Fantasy 15 sort of set the basis, but I think 7 Remake like, further improved upon that. Yeah, definitely play Strikers as well, Barbara, if you still need to play that. Vanilla Sierra also says there should be an option to bring Kawakami to the maid cafe. She would probably hate it, but I certainly would laugh my ass off. Yeah, missed opportunity there. I would have loved that too. That would have been funny. And that maid gave me whiplash, says Kyrie Light. Oh dear. I'm so sorry. It was more the pink than anything that hurt me. Yep, sounds good to me.
Settled.
So we're gonna do a promise list with Futaba. That's her whole arc there. Kanashiro, says Chris Romero. Bland villain, solid dungeon, banger theme. Yes. All correct, I was gonna say. Alright, so what we got here this time? Chance to fully map a floor of mementos when entering that floor. Cool, cool.
Alright.
That'll also be useful when we get there. You know what? I'm gonna. I can't remember if I did try this. Let's try putting me up here. See if that helps at all. Let's see. Yeah, that should be okay, I think. But we'll find out.
All right.
Ah! Oh my God! Yeah, just stick down here. You know what? Never mind. No more. No more moving me around. Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
My problem with the way P4 and 5 goes about development is you'll miss a lot of characters if you don't do them, which sucks. You'll miss a lot of character, rather, if you don't do them, which sucks. Yeah, I guess, but, you know, at the same time, you're still gonna do them, either way, because confidants play a big part of Persona 5. I remember having this discussion some streams ago, like, you know, it's like, you know, skipping out on rings and coins in Mario and Sonic, you know. It's like, yeah, you technically could, you know, optionally skip them, but why would you? They're a big part of the game. There we go. Okay, so Haru is the opposite of Yukari. She has the same color schemes as Yukari, but she's so kind. Yeah! Never really realized that. Yeah, she does have a similar sort of color scheme to Yukari. Kremlin time, says Barbara Dumperton. Yep. P4's biggest advantage, says Vanilla Sierra, is having fewer members on the investigation team. Meanwhile, the Phantom Thieves and C's sometimes felt too big. Isn't it the same amount of... No, it's not the same amount of people, is it? But, yeah, I can see what you mean. But I don't think that's a problem, personally. I think it's just the right amount. If there was one more, then maybe. That might have been too much, but, yeah, I think it's fine. Just, with the amount of Phantom Thieves we have versus the amount of investigation team members. And also, like, you know, Persona 4 is a smaller game than 5, so I guess you kind of need more people there to fill it in a bit. So let's, once again...
Sorry.
No, not a verification test. I wanted a reading, that was it. Let's once again raise our affinity with Kawakami and see how we do that. See how it does. Did you get the speed reader book? No, I haven't yet, but thank you for reminding me. I need to actually return, well, not necessarily return, I think, but I need to get a new book from Booktown.
What do you think?
Now that you reminded me, so I can get the speed reading book. Hey, Kawakami's finally ready to get up, so where's Booktown? It's here somewhere. Ah, god damn it. Where is it? There it is. Let's go there.
That's incredible.
So now, yeah, we need to keep reading these books until we get the speed reading one. Yeah, we need to read all these. So, yeah, let's start with the next one, I guess. There we go. Cool. So, yeah, there's a charm one as well. So I guess we'll start with that one, and then we'll do the kindness one afterwards so we can hang out with Sojiro and carry on with him. Okay, so thank you, Birdman, for reminding me there. Let's go back to Cafe Leblon and call up Kawakami again.
Oh!
Yep. Oops. Oh no, Kawakami collapsed. Okay. So, Chris Romero says, I mean, half the games are social simulators, so you're going to spend half your time ranking social links up anyway. I don't care if they're optional. You could call Akechi's Arc and Royal art optional. You could, but, you know, you're still going to do them either way, aren't you? But, you know, that's my opinion. Made the character development way easier. Yeah, with fewer party members in Persona 4, yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, I guess that gives them more time. But like I said, it's a shorter game than Persona 5 anyway, especially Royal with all the new content. So Luna says, I've yet to pick up Persona 5 Strikers since I'm not that massive of fan of P5. Think it is just solid, and right now can't get it on a good price. It's actually free on PlayStation Plus this month, but you know, if anybody actually still has that, I gave up my subscription a long time ago. But if you still have it, then yeah, Persona 5 Strikers is currently free right now. But yeah, it's a shame you can't get it for a good price right now. Hope you do manage to get to it. But, you know, as you said, you're not a fan of P5 anyway, so... yeah, I guess you're not missing out on much then, in that case. Chris Romero says, I don't feel like Alice was underdeveloped. Personally, the game wanted to start off with a very simplistic villain to mirror a simplistic character like An, as they both have been called sluts. In that case, I can kind of see where they're going with it, but, you know, I get that the Monarchs in general are just, sort of... they're not meant to be as evil as the villains in Persona 5 or Royal, but I don't know, I think they could have just done with a little... Alice in particular just could have done with just a little more development, just, you know, make her worthy of having such a grand calling card as she had, you know, because with what she did, I don't think she did enough to really stand out as a, you know, quote-unquote villain. But I do like that they did put on, they did have An confronting her and not anyone else, because, you know, it does make sense for her to be the one to do that. There we go, we're able to level up next time, that's good, but, we are getting to that point where we're gonna have to go to Mementos for Kawakami. Oops. I hate it when it does that. There's an out-of-context line there for you, Birdman, that little gasp, or a moan. So Chris Romero says, oh, sorry, I've already talked about that one. Luna says, also not much into the Muso games. Yeah, that's fair enough. They're not for everybody. Strikers, I think, is a bit of a different case, because you're not... yes, you are fighting a lot of, you know, just baddies all at once, but it's not like your traditional Muso game, where you're just given an arena and you're supposed to, like, rack up as many kills as you can. There is actually, like, a sort of structure to the dungeons, and, you know, Strikers is more heavily story-based than any of the Muso games, I'm sure, at least the crossover one, so I still recommend at least giving it a try, even if you're not a big fan of the Warriors games or Muso games or whatever. Chris Romero follows up his point by saying, I don't think the devs wanted another game peaks in the first act criticism with Strikers. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I can kind of see that. It's a shame that they got that criticism at all, but yeah, I still think I think the one in Persona 5 in general is just kind of better, even though the one in Strikers is meant to be different. But yeah, again, that's just me. If you feel differently, that's cool. Let's see. Berman says when she uses Mementos scan, Futaba anyway, it means you can just skip that floor with fast travel. Yeah, I remember doing that a lot, especially when you get to later in the game, and you actually have to complete Mementos. And that's going to be, yeah, that is going to be especially helpful. It doesn't activate that often, but when you do have it, yeah, it's very useful. Can you put the webcam in the top right? Says Chris Romero. I suppose for now I could. We could try that out, but yeah, I think you can't really see, like, you know, the days counter and all that, and the objectives and whatnot, which I know is kind of obvious anyway, what they are, but I don't know. See how it is, I guess. Yeah, I don't really like blocking important information. What about having the camera to the right of the date? That's not a bad idea. I could probably try that. Let's give that a try. See how that looks. Looks a bit off center, but yeah, it's better than nothing, I guess. We'll give that a try. Isn't there another way? Damn it! Yeah, thank you for that, T-Knight. We'll see how that goes. So far, so good already.
All right.
It's too stylized of a game for this sort of thing. Let's maybe move me just a tiny bit to the right there.
I'll see you later then.
Luna says that also if party members got developed through the story, that has more room for more social link characters, since party members wouldn't need them, but that's just my take on them. Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay. Does not work in this case, because I can't see what's at the top of the phone. Ah! God damn it. Okay, I'll try the top right for now anyway, just to see, but yeah. Yeah, we'll come back to that later.
Hey!
Speed readers from the school library. No, it's I can't remember. I can't remember if it's Vanilla Persona 5 or if it's here as well. But yeah, you do need to read all the books in Booktown in order to be able to get the speed reading book. You don't get anything for reading all of the books in the library, I'm pretty sure. The book after the bookstore only gives extra ways of doing it technical. You know what? That sounds about right. I could be wrong. Never mind. I'll listen to you for now. I'm almost done beating Nier Automata, and I'm feeling it's a 9 out of 10. This chat's just like, oh, good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It does have some pretty cool moments.
She's the one who should be in pain right now. Yet she's still trying to cheer us up.
You're one of the few P5 tubers that pronounces LeBlanc correctly. Oh dear, I did not know that was a thing that got pronounced incorrectly. Oh dear. Yeah, even if the characters are not interesting regarding Nier Automata, his chat's just like, yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, so what am I blocking here exactly? Just prove your justice to society. Follow the situation. Act like an honest student. Okay. What if I just make myself a wee bit smaller there? See how that looks, and I could just put myself just about there. See how that is. But I'll probably be blocking the text again, but we'll see. We'll gradually work this out. Anyway. Okay, so Futaba's ready, as is Takemi again. So let's go and go to the back streets and go speak to Futaba. Come on.
Yo!
There we go. Alright, let's get cracking on the promise list then.
Okay, rehabilitation time.
Let's see.
All right.
Right. Don't worry, I'm not gonna criticize people for liking P5, says Luna, because well, it's not my place to do so, and it's a loser thing to have to do. It's nice having these sort of discussions civilly. Yeah, it is. It is really nice, and yeah, I wish it would happen more often on the internet, but unfortunately, that's not the case. Yeah. I'm hoping we'll eventually get there, but I know we won't, as a society. I can confirm speed readers from the library, says Pat Beyond the Dark. Oh, okay then, thank you. I'll take that into account. I must be thinking of the original Persona 5 then. You had to read all the books in Booktown. Available 7th of 1st of July. So I can technically go get it now next time in school. The only Muso game I am interested in at the moment is Hyrule Warriors 1, says Luna, since as a Zelda fan it seems like fan service the video game with so many references from what I've seen. Yeah, as a fan service game, it's decent enough, but as a Warriors game, as a Warriors crossover game, I would personally say either Fire Emblem Warriors, which I'm sure Jude will tell you the same thing in great detail, and also Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, because that actually has, you know, some sort of narrative going on. Yeah, this would never take place in Twitter, says Burman, yeah. Nah, absolutely not. I was about to come find you, sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, Luda says, it's why I have decided to stop using Twitter, since arguments get heated, and for me personally, it stresses me out too much when it gets heated, and honestly just sort of out of that phase. Yeah, that's understandable. Twitter has just become an absolute joke at this point. I think everybody's pretty much made fun of it, including me. Yeah, it's just become an absolute toxic wasteland now. Yeah, good to see you again. She'll probably like that. Good. Need a stylized webcam for the game. Yeah, I do. Just to fit with the rest of the style. I can't move myself anywhere without some sort of pop-up or anything. Barbara Dupperton says, my unluckiest moment in 2020 was I bought Persona Q2 for a good price at a convention, and it turned out to be the German version, so the US 3DS couldn't play it. Oh no, dude, that sucks big time. I don't know why they made the 3DS completely region-locked. When the DS was able to play, like, games from basically all over the world. Just, I don't know why. That was such a stupid decision on their end. Oh yeah, you can literally get the book anytime, the speed reader book anytime after July 1st in the game. Okay, yeah, so I guess I'll go to the library then.
Okay.
I might have something. I might have something to return anyway, so I'll do that then. Apple Pie, hello, says hello everyone. Sorry I'm a bit late today. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year as well. Apologies for getting there to your comment a bit late. But yeah, Happy New Year. Hope 2022 goes well for you. We'll do our best. So there we go. Yeah, Futaba for the most part is fairly easy to rank up with in regards to her confidant. I don't have too many issues with her. I think maybe like near the end game or near the end of the confidant she might get a little bit stingy, but other than that she's actually probably one of the easier ones in regards to your party members. So that's fine. Luna says, when it comes to Persona fans, the only type that annoy me are the ones who were really weird about the girls. It just rubs me the wrong way. Yeah, I suppose in terms of the fan art and such, that is a bit weird. Yeah. Just as long as, you know, they're not trying to convince me to do the same. Just let them do their own thing and just ignore them on Twitter or something. Or Reddit, whichever you can put not safe for work stuff on. We're on your side, Haru. Chris Romero says On gets criticized to death on Twitter, sadly. She does, yeah, especially just that she doesn't get any sort of development after the Kamoshida arc, which, yeah, I completely disagree with. I think she gets plenty of moments just to, you know, be herself. You know, that was kind of the whole point of, you know, rescuing her and Shiho and all that. They get to be themselves.
Haru. I'm not surprised she seems down. You should keep her in your thoughts. Still, despite how she looks, Haru has quite the backbone. I'm sure she'll be okay.
Right. So Yoshida is available, as is Ryuji for exams. Do we want to improve our knowledge, or do we want to level up Yoshida? So Kawakami's ready to go up next time, even though she's not available yet. Let's go to Chihaya real quick and just, I guess, improve Oya a little bit, just to get things moving.
What shall we do?
Oh yeah, that was it.
Here we go.
Right. Video games are nice ways to have civil conversations with different viewpoints, says Apple Pie. It's difficult to say the same about region or politics or the pandemic. No, yeah, I suppose that's true, but yeah. Also, just take one look though at an SMT versus Persona thread though, and yeah, things might be a little bit different there. Yeah, let's go see Yoshida. Some of it is valid, says Luna. I can just tell it's because it's P5 and it's big, so it depends, to be honest. Yeah, and it's absolutely no problem if you don't find you don't find Persona 5 all that great, or at least not as good as everybody makes it out to be. It's perfectly understandable. It does have some problems. I'm sitting here praising it and defending it and all that, but I'm not gonna lie and say it doesn't have its problems, because it does. I think the good definitely outweighs the bad, as I've said many times before.
Thank you.
Chancellor Sly says, I didn't know that rank 4 technical was actually a thing until now, so I still beat this game with no problem. Yeah, you don't even really need to upgrade the technical damages whatsoever. You can get through the game just fine. It's just your technical damage and the rate in which the enemies drop is just severely low, that's all. But you can still get by the game okay. Luna says, I think Jude with Fire Emblem Warriors' great detail is an understatement. He could write a 1,000-page essay on that game. I think that was pretty much what happened when Oziak came on not too long ago when we were going through Okumura's palace. Oh my god. But yeah, we've all done that. We've all talked about a game we absolutely love to death to someone, and they're just there, just completely blanking out, not understanding a word you're saying. So yeah, it's understandable. Chris Romero says, Age of Calamity has an actual narrative compared to the other Warriors games. Josh, I get it, you prefer Persona 5 over Strikers, but don't slander the segue like that. And Barbara Dupperton says, kind of feel for Futaba here for having panic attacks. I get them when I go out driving. Oh yeah, regarding the mall, yeah, or the electronics store. Yeah, I get that way sometimes too. I hate being in crowds.
Yes.
Cons I can live with. I can tolerate it, but yeah, generally if I can avoid crowds, I would do.
Everyone.
It just gets a bit claustrophobic and everything, and I've got autism as well, so having to deal with a whole bunch of people there just all at once, and all the noise and stuff, it just drives me crazy after a while. Birdman says that is concerning. What are you talking about? Was that in regards to what, mate, I ask? Luna says, honestly, Josh, I respect, because I think it's nice nowadays, especially someone can have their favorite games but still recognize it isn't perfect. It's something I respect a lot. MGS3 gun aiming is weird by today's standards, I admit, but I've played it so much I'm used to it. The good outweighs the bad in Persona 5, like dungeon-wise. This is one of the best in Megami Tensei. The dungeons are so good, and he furthers that up with, for me personally, MGS3, Yakuza 0, Devil Survivor, and Sonic Adventure 2 in its original version are perfect to me, but I recognize that there are some problems, like the playstyles in Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah, exactly. That's just... We just need to have more civil conversations like that. you know, especially online and Twitter and such. But yeah, it's unfortunately never going to happen. I think at this point, Twitter has just become so big now and toxic that we can't. And you know, this isn't just between, you know, the SMT and Persona community. This is pretty much just for anything. You know, if you like anything, then chances are there's going to be a ton of people that don't, and they'll slander you for it. Yeah, and we, you know, we've got the term, you know, woke now as well, to like further emphasize how just utterly screwed the internet and Twitter is at this point. Just being offended for like absolutely no reason, and you know, being offended just because we have to have a black, Asian, or lady present in a movie or a game or whatever. And this, we're in 2022 now, and that still happens. As a matter of fact, the Around the World in 80 Days remake that got announced has a cast that was very diverse, and people were still calling that woke. It's like, oh, it's such a derogatory term that doesn't need to be derogatory. Just, it's ridiculous. Rank 4 tech is so good in challenge runs, says Path Beyond the Dark. I can imagine so, yeah. Yeah. But I probably won't do the challenge runs anyway in the Velvet Room for this run if I'm just using Arsene only, because it kind of relies on you using specific spells and just baton passes in general. It's like people say Ocarina of Time is great, but will refuse to bring out the water temples, says Birdman. Yeah. I mean, the water temple, and to be fair, is like only one majorly bad part in Ocarina of Time, but you know, it still kind of goes unrecognized when it comes to you know, praising Ocarina of Time to death. What are some problems with Yakuza 0 without spoiling it, asks Chris. It's mainly the pacing of the story I have an issue with. I think it takes far too long, especially when it comes to Kiryu's realty stuff. The Majima sections aren't so bad, but they also take a bit of time as well, because you gotta establish what the Grand is, like the club that he owns and stuff, and how he is as a manager and all that. So yeah, it's a lot to take in, and like they don't fast forward through the realty stuff at all. Like, you go through every little like tutorial and section explaining what exactly you do. So yeah.
Thank you.
Mechanics that struggle to complement each other, my bro told me. I wouldn't say so. I think, yeah, as I said, it's more the story and pacing. Luna says, like, you think Jude is bad with Fire Emblem Warriors? I could write a 10,000 word essay on Yakuza 0 being a masterpiece in storytelling and gameplay and being a prequel. Yeah, should do that. Make a video out of it. I remember when Ryuji was accused by Twitter of being sexist towards An, and that argument was torn to shreds. That was a good day for Persona Twitter, says Chris Romero. I could totally buy that. Yeah, that seems very much likely. Yeah. Sometimes Persona fans can be, and SMT fans as well, could just be the absolute worst, and they make the rest of us look bad. Oops, school festivals soon. We're not going to be doing a group date cafe, though, in this one, unlike Persona 4, though. So no need to worry about that. Or a beauty contest, or a drag contest, or whatever. I can't think of any issues with Yakuza 0 personally, but I know some people probably can, says Luna, regarding Ryuji. Yeah, it's like, again, I would disagree with that, personally. If anything, you know, just as An was stripping for Yusuke, or almost stripping for Yusuke, you know, even Ryuji even said in the text conversation, you know, Ren and I will back you up in case things go awry. And, you know, that doesn't say to me that he's being sexist or just wanting to see An naked or whatever.
But they ended up killing him instead. Haven't people been saying they killed Principal Kobayakawa too? I thought they were bad, but I never expected they'd turn out to be murderers.
Oh man, does this mean anyone who gets targeted is screwed?
Josh, what is your least favorite aspect of each mainline Persona game, says Apple Pie. 5, it would be the Okumura arc, certainly. But I think that's an obvious one. Okay, I'll come back to that question in a minute. Just gotta do the exam. So counting both black and white surfaces, how many surfaces are there in total on a soccer ball? That was 24, I think.
That doesn't look like it'll
Balls.
work.
I think that was the answer I went for last time, and it was still wrong. Damn it. Okay, didn't the teacher say the number of colors used to be different? Do you remember? It used to be one color? It was only one color, but that wouldn't really grab your eye. Oh yeah, I remember, I think she said that unlike now, soccer games were broadcasted with black and white picture. A single colored ball would be hard to spot in black and white, so they changed the color of the ball to make it easily identifiable on TV.
Ahem.
Okay, that's question 1. Yeah, Apple Pie, I'll come back to your question. I'll just answer some quick ones here. Yeah, I can't think of any issues with Yakuza 0 personally, but I know some... Oh yeah, I already read that one. Yeah, like Persona 5 with Okumura and Vanilla.
You're still rooting for the Phantom Thieves?
That's right, Birdman. I would agree with that too. Ryuji shows clear appreciation for how strong and cool the girls are. Says Path Beyond the Dark. Yeah, even in Strikers, when the girls are in like the hot springs and all that. He still respects their personal privacy and all that, so I wouldn't say he's sexist at all.
He's so admirable.
I think it would be a problem for me if the writing in Yakuza 0 wasn't as good as it is, but I can see it, says Luna.
If you don't quiet down, I'll have to ask you to leave.
Barbara Dupperton says, I get what you mean, Luna. I enjoy Kingdom Hearts 3, but I will admit the game has a lot of flaws. And the story isn't perfect, but I still love the series, and it's one of the few franchises that make me happy. Kingdom Hearts 3 can get pretty depressing towards the end, but yeah, for the most part, I would agree as well. Okay, so who conducted executions using this device? That was Mr. Guillotine.
That doesn't look like it'll work.
Pretty sure that was right, wasn't it? In the other, when I got asked before, I'm pretty sure that was right. Anyway, so what is the reason that most people cannot become cormorant fishermen in Nagarasawa? Requires an apprenticeship, or they don't have the guts.
That doesn't look like it'll work.
God damn it. This is not going well. Anyway.
The Phantom Thieves.
Yeah, Twitter, man, says Path Beyond the Dark.
Right? I mean, they killed our
doing a questionable attempt at a maid cafe, says Birdman. Alright, I see. I wasn't actually paying attention for half of that and focusing on the comments. I really should have been checking it, but yeah, I'll have to have a look back at it.
You gotta report that.
Luna says, the Persona community is weird. Like, I saw people arguing if Persona 4 or 5 had anime tropes like beach scenes, bathhouse scenes, would both do it. It was just the most pointless argument I had seen between fan bases. Yep, absolutely. There are more similarities between Persona 4 and 5 than one might think, but yeah, some people seem to ignore that. Okay, third day of exams. Let's see what we got. What is the meaning of robota, the etymological root of robot? Labor? No? Slave labor? No. Slave labor doesn't seem right. Mechanized doll?
That doesn't look like it.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Alright, which of the following describes the density of stars in outer space? Pretty sure it was 3 melons in the Atlantic.
That doesn't look like it'll work.
God damn it! Oh, I'm gonna flunk these exams. Path Beyond the Dark says, I will admit, his asking them to don swimsuits later was ill-advised at best, but the context still matters. It wasn't meant as demeaning. Nah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, yes, it is a bit weird and a bit creepy in some ways, but it's not too bad. It could have been a lot worse, I would say.
The police are here again?
Yeah, seems
do
like
not tell him the answers, people.
Apparently one of our
yeah, I'm not doing well at all. So please do.
I read the same thing
I'm kidding.
online.
It's fine. Don't tell me.
Apparently public security is already on the move.
T993 says, what are some games you like more because they can be broken, e.g. Sonic 06 for its broken gem power, or Skyrim? I guess Super Metroid in that sense, because, like, you can use the wall jump to just completely get power-ups earlier than necessary. Than you're supposed to, rather. But yeah, I don't normally tend to game break much unless, like, you know, it's a bug that's, you know, I can easily find myself rather than looking it up online or something. So I don't know.
Welcome.
Soccer or football, Justice? You're an American living in the UK. Yeah, I unfortunately have to say football while I'm here. Yeah, if I say soccer, I would get very odd looks, I would think. But yeah, I would want to say soccer more so than anything, because saying soccer and saying football and American football in England is kind of weird. But I know that technically, you know, football, as in English football, came first.
Excuse me?
Alright, while Haru's having her little chat here, I'll come back to your question, Path Beyond the Dark. So yeah, I would say the Okumura, not Path Beyond the Dark, Apple Pie, sorry. I would say, yeah, the Okumura arc was probably my least favorite section of Persona 5, or my least favorite aspect of it. For Persona 4, it would probably be either the band section in Golden, or the drag club bit, the drag bit, the drag contest, I should say, not the drag club. If anything, just because of how poorly aged they are now, and how disrespectful everyone is to, you know, boys wanting to dress up as women and all that. So yeah, that's not great. And in Persona 3, oh, I can also add Yosuke's homophobia sorts to kanji as well. Persona 3, I don't actually know. Because there aren't that many scenes that stick out in my head too much. Not immediately anyway. I'm sure if there are, if I think about it, but...
Quite.
I guess the answer, and just the end of it, if that counts, if I'm allowed to go with that. The end of the answer just completely screws up everything that it was setting up, and just C's whole relationship in general. It's just completely awful. But that's it for the mainline games anyway. If I did the side games as well, I'd be here all day, so I'll cut it there and just answer some more questions if that's okay. Yes, the lips are sealed, says Path Beyond the Dark for the questions. Damn it, man.
Yes.
Luna says, my favorite series of games that make me happy are Megami Tensei, MTS, Yakuza, Sonic, Zelda, Mario, and Resident Evil and Fire Emblem. Yeah, those are all good picks. Excuse me. All very good picks there, Luna. Yeah, all fun in their own way. That actually goes back to another point, to something you were saying earlier, how you can get used to like clunky controls and all that. I feel the same way with like Resident Evil 4. I know some people have a bit of a hard time with it, with like the tank controls and third-person shooting and all that, but I actually think that ages better than something like, you know, the classic PS1 Tomb Raiders, where there's a lot you have to take into account, like even something as simple as jumping and picking up items and such. But yeah. Then again, I did grow up playing with Resident Evil 4. I played it since it first came out on the GameCube, so I'm probably a bit biased on that front. See, Barbara Depperton says, An trusts Ren and Ryuji when she stays in their room at night during the Hawaii trip. That's true. We didn't actually see that scene when we did go to Hawaii, but yes, that is true. She does. If you pick one of the other options during a certain dialogue bit, she does say, you know, don't worry, I trust you guys. You know, in regards to having a girl in a room full of boys. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was a pretty cool bit there, but it's unfortunately we didn't get to see that. Yeah, Birdman says, unlike Persona 4, where the test answers are the questions they ask you in class, they instead are related to the questions. Yeah, I could have sworn the guillotine one was asked directly earlier in class at one point, but for some reason it wasn't the answer in the actual exam.
I suppose plants do need watering after all. Oh, I know. You should go help Haru. I'll let the others know.
How troubling.
Let's go and help her out.
Oh, have you come up here to assist me?
Yeah, Han even laughed at Ryuji's ogling at the beach. Yeah, that's another thing about Han.
The garden.
And just how Ryuji's not being sexist towards her. Yeah, no, she's sort of accepting that. You know, she sort of knows that he's playing around, I guess, even if it is a little bit creepy. And you know, if you were to do that in real life, it's probably not recommended.
Well, perhaps I could share this with you. I mean,
that's why I hate that scene with a passion.
To have someone who
yeah, that's fair enough, Birdman. It is a bit of a creepy scene all around.
The source of my worries is my father's company.
Just that bit, anyway. I suppose I should say.
Dealing with the aftermath has.
If trying to pick up the girls is sexist, rip humanity, R.I.P. humanity, if you know what I mean.
My father didn't have a.
Depends how you do it, I guess.
But
yeah, you gotta be sort of smart and like tactful, and also just I guess as polite as you can be in regards to flirting.
I don't know the first thing about business direction or fund management.
Luna says, like, despite the depressing context of the karaoke song in Yakuza 6, Today is a Diamond, it honestly made me happy seeing Kiryu with a guitar and smiling. Wow, I don't think I actually saw that bit when I played Yakuza 6. I should check that out sometime. That sounds cool.
Because of that, lately I've been meeting with all the various officers and lawyers my father employed. They've been giving me advice on all the things I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, Chris Amaro says, I mean, people still accuse Ren and Ryuji of telling On to strip for Yusuke when they blatantly say we're not saying you should really get naked. Context matters, yeah.
I don't know who I can trust.
Absolutely, yeah, and like I said earlier, there was even a text saying that that they'll back her up in case anything goes awry. So yeah,
feels like they're really
they don't feel that way at all.
Their hands on my bank
I mean, being teenage boys, I'm sure it probably crossed their minds, but you know, it's they don't act on it. That's the whole point. You know, they don't act on anything like that.
I feel as though doing so has helped me calm down a bit.
Persona 3 had Operation Babe Hunt, where it's like a woman with a deep voice, and it's heavily hinted that it's a trans woman. And to me, it stings, especially in a game. I love like P3, and Junpei jokes about it, and it's yeah, I completely forgot about that actually. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Speak about this again some other time.
Not. Yeah. Jeez.
In return, I'll.
Oh, you hate the bathhouse scene, Birdman. That's what you meant. Okay. But yeah, that's also a pretty bad scene there. I find that worse than the beach segment in this game.
Gardening. I'm actually quite skilled at it. A few years ago, I even managed to grow a tropical fruit on the balcony at my house. To be honest,
Path Beyond the Dark says, I personally have an issue with them asking her, but that's because she has been harassed in that way, and it's clearly inappropriate. In addition, it goes back to the whole narrative dissonance. Yeah, I suppose asking her to do that, like, you know, just as we were sorting out a gym teacher who was sexually assaulting women, yeah.
I grew these right
not great timing, but I mean, as she did eventually accept it in the end, I suppose.
Not much consistency to their colors or shapes.
Well, I suppose Ren and Ryuji did sort of press on to her about it, but they further emphasized it was for the sake of the mission and all that.
You like vegetables? That's good to know. But to tell the truth, I have a favor to ask of you. I'd like to get Sakura-san's opinion on my vegetables. Do you think I could bring my next harvest over to your cafe?
I don't think Futaba would like it very much. Yeah, sure, why not? Seems to be the only option I have. That seems reasonable.
Sakura-san will give me his honest opinion.
Oh, Sojiro, okay, not Futaba. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Well then, shall we head over to the hideout?
Favorite tea or coffee? This is Barbara Tupperton. I drink tea. Not really much of a coffee person unless it's a frappuccino.
Midterms.
Yeah, surviving midterms
I think I'm screwed for real this time.
Not really true, I think, in my case, Futaba. How British has Josh gotten since moving to England? I have lost my accent a little bit, but I think Jude and our sister are probably worse, because they came at... Jude came over here when he was like 6, and my sister came when she was 4, so they had more time in England than they did in America. I didn't move until I was about 9 going on 10, so I had a few more years there to keep my accent, and I've kept it ever since, or at least as much as I can.
Huh? Aren't you the real one, though?
Oh,
The guy who called himself
dissonance in that the previous arc wants you to take harassment seriously, then creates a scenario that can be considered harassment for laughs. Yeah, it's just basically what we were saying earlier.
And that means...
Path Beyond the Dark also says, in my country, it would be considered harassment given On's past and then knowing it.
Appear in it.
Just asking is inappropriate. Yeah.
Consistency. No skill at all.
I suppose, yeah. That must have been. I'm surprised that wouldn't have been banned in your country then, just for that scene alone. Just the whole of Persona 5.
How do I put it? That code was so not done by anyone interested in
so flirting is a JRPG strategy game, says Barbara Dupperton. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, have you played Fire Emblem as well lately? That's pretty much like a strategy game in of itself when it comes to dating people.
Could they have been doing it for fun? It was around the time our group started getting popular, so maybe they wanted in on the hype.
Wait a moment. What if it's the other way around? Perhaps they used the Medjed name to make the Phantom Thieves known.
Luna says Sonic Adventure 2, I wish I could speak more about how much I love it due to being, you know, Sonic. You'll have those people say you only like it because nostalgia.
Know how I just said the code
Excuse
for
me.
fingerprints? I found those same fingerprints somewhere completely different.
I just love the game for its grand scale with its shown in anime as hell story and rock music, like the rivalry with Sonic and Shadow is the most popular game rivalry for a reason. I just love rivalries, so Sonic Adventure 2 hit that chord really well.
To be much higher than the actual number. Same with the
Yeah,
rankings.
it's probably bound to be a lot better than the Shadow the Hedgehog game.
Okumura ranked first.
So then, the one who provoked the group and the one who tampered with the site are the same person?
I think I'm starting to see the big picture. Both Medjed's provocation and the tampering of the website brought attention to us as a result. On top of that, our reason for targeting Okumura was influenced by the public and the rankings, the perfect timing, and the perfect target. If both of those had been set up...
It would all make sense.
So the culprit was planning to put the blame on us from the start? No way.
This is all hypothetical. We lack any hard evidence.
But if all your deductions happen to be correct, that would mean we've been playing right into their hand for the past 2 months or so.
We gotta be overthinking things. I mean, we're talking both the rankings and Medjed. Everyone made a big deal about it. If this was all set up, then what kind of guy did we make an enemy of?
The Shadow game leans way too hard into the stereotypes, says Luna, that he's nothing but edgy, and while it sounds stupid, all the depth he had in Sonic Adventure 2 just kind of went in that game. Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, I haven't played Shadow the Hedgehog yet, but I have, you know, seen gameplay footage and reviews and all that, and yeah, it looks pretty awful. And yeah, it just tries way too hard to be deep.
Even if this is the actions of...
Like, even though I'm not a Sonic fan, even I know the you know, where's that damn Chaos Emerald bit?
No matter what.
Makoto being a big brain once again, yes. I mean, Joker probably could, but, you know, silent protagonist syndrome.
Why would you choose someone as inexperienced as myself?
When the case of the Shujin principal was ruled a suicide, you thought to reopen it, and you proved its connection to the Phantom Thieves. This is based primarily on that achievement.
Like, the softer side of Shadow's character just didn't exist in that game.
The Phantom Thieves
Shadow the Hedgehog, Jesus. Yeah. The early 2000s was just a weird time in general where things had to be, like, edgy and deep for some reason. Like, you know, going from, yeah.
Also have the police under your command.
The Prince of Persia stands a time where it's, like, really bright and colorful in the first game, and then, you have Warrior Within afterwards that just completely went all gothic and edgy and just super serious.
Eradicating the Phantom Thieves.
I will give it everything I have.
We'll have to prepare a higher position for you as well in the...
And hello, Atama Workshop saying, my god, a scene where he isn't saying it's all going according to plan.
But I assume your odds of success are high.
No, indeed.
Naturally.
Luckily, I don't think we actually have too many scenes left with the SIU director, so he'll
I will live
he'll
up-
eventually be out of our lives forever. Not too long. Automa Workshop also says, see also Jack 2 for serious tone shift. Indeed. Yeah, that's also another bad example in my opinion.
I'm home.
I have such a
Hi, sis.
difficulty
Should I
trying to
warm up dinner
like
for you?
Jack 2.
No, it's okay.
How about a bath?
No need. I just came home to get a change of clothes.
I like Shadow's Sonic Adventure
going to
2
stay at
voice
work
actor. Isn't it the same in Shadow
I've
the
been
Hedgehog?
entrusted with a very important
I could have sworn it was.
You look awful, though. Aren't you tired?
As an adult, there will be times when you will accept an assignment for which failure is not tolerated. It's all over for me if I can't win this.
Still, if you were to collapse
Luna
from
also says Shadow, as
exhaustion-
far as I can remember, is the first game I ever
is my
played.
one
Oh
chance
god.
to get a promotion.
That's unfortunate.
I heard detectives have been coming to your school. That must make it hard to focus on your studies. Don't worry, though. It will all be over soon.
What do you mean?
I'm going to catch the Phantom Thieves myself.
Is that the important task you mentioned?
It's none of your concern.
SIU director or Jun Owada
Oh
from
my God.
Strikers says
Sis
Christian
has her
Barrow.
sights
Ooh,
set
that's
on
a
the
tough
Phantom
question.
Thieves.
I would probably say I'd prefer Jun Owada in Strikers just because
I need to let
he
everyone
has
know.
fewer scenes than the SIU director, so we don't have to worry about him as much. But yeah, I won't go into too many spoilers if you haven't played Strikers, because it's still relatively new, even though it's like nearly a year old now, which I really can't believe. It's already gone that quickly. Isn't there a more edgier version of Shadow? Yeah, I wouldn't put it past Sega and Sonic Team and whoever's in charge now. There probably is someone. Luna says, playing like a dragon, and I love how they take real stuff like alcohol and turn it into a magical element. It's just so creative. Yeah. Jeez. It was really clever the way they did it, and also part of it making it pure fantasy on Ichiban's part as well. So I like that little bit of mix of, you know, trying to blend reality with fantasy. It was really clever. It's very odd. It was very odd at first when I first heard that it was going to be a turn-based RPG, but they did it really well. 2016 was 6 years ago. Yeah, I know. And times haven't really gone much better since 2016. Okay, so how are we doing? So we can move about and do stuff. Alright, let's go and go and watch a DVD then.
Oh!
Let's watch 31. I'm guessing this is meant to be a parody of 24, but I'm not sure.
If you want to live, put that pen to paper.
How can I crush all that in a single
Damn it, you're breaking up. I'll call back later.
What was it? Story about an editor trying to rush a struggling writer to meet his deadline. Okay, I could be wrong then. I want to slap a Wada's jowl, says Chris Romero. Yeah, I think we all would. Alright, there we go. We got a bit more guts. We'll get there to Hawaii eventually, and it's going to be quite a tight schedule trying to get him to 10 at this point in the game. Barbara Dupperton says, best way to start a conversation at dinner. I'm going to catch the Phantom Thieves. I don't know, I think the one where she announces the principal's death is probably even better. It's like, I brought you souvenirs. The principal's dead. I think the most edge you're going to get from Shadow is from the Sonic Twitter takeover, says T993. That is very true. Very, very true indeed. What was the worst way to start a conversation? Pretty much what Saye did in regards to the principal's death. Just, you know, the principal's dead. After being told about souvenirs. That was pretty much that. Sega has mandates to basically after 06, Sega has tried dumbing down Sonic from its 2000s shonen stuff and being more like Mario, so that's why there are so many Sonic games only on Wii U. Yeah, I recall Lost World, I think, being the first one to do that, where it was just clearly ripping off Mario Galaxy. I haven't played it yet, so I couldn't say, but I have seen, you know, reviews and such again.
Those damn cops think they are. They can't just stare us all down like that.
Time to phone a friend is my personal favorite way they introduce an RPG element. Clever way of doing summon, says Atama Workshop. It was really cool.
Okay, quiet down.
Ichiban in general just has a lot of lines like that, and he's very good at it. The actor, Greg Chun, I think his name is, who also does Owain in Fire Emblem, amongst many others. He's very good at that sort of stuff with like one-liners. Barbara Jefferson says, I think Infinite is more edgy than Shadow. I mean, listen to his theme song. If you search edgy song on YouTube, Infinite's theme comes up. All I have to say, says Luna. Chris Romero says, it's a shame Hawaii's Confidant requires level 4 guts. You probably won't even finish as Confidant by the time the game ends. Yeah, probably not, but you know, we'll see. We'll still have the third semester and all that, so we might just barely get away with it, but we would probably have to haul ass at some point on Hawaii. But you know, we're nearly there to maxing out Chihaya and all that. But then again, we also have to hang out with the twins a bit more too, just to reach the end. So. Yeah, Path Beyond the Dark says level 4 guts is clearly for New Game Plus, but at that point his perks are not useful. Yeah, it really isn't by the time you do eventually get to him.
Why?
But yeah, getting max guts isn't the problem, and I have been able to. I have cleared Hawaii's Confidant in this game on my first time.
The instructions the detectives gave us.
It is possible to do, but yeah, you're right though. In regards to his Confidant abilities, they're not useful by the time you get them. And Natama Workshop says, "Of course, Owain is the master swordsman." And Ichiban's voice actor is Kaiji Tang, who also voices Hawaii. Chris Romero. Yes, that's a good point. He does also voice Hawaii in this game.
It says here you had a dispute with Mr. Kamoshida?
Yeah, I suppose. May as well
You're more hot-blooded than you look. You spend
T993 says Infinite merely adopted the Edge. Shadow was born in it. Nice.
Okumura?
Like it.
The more friends, the better, right? I'm sorry to have taken your time. You're free to go now. Oh, I almost forgot. There's just one more thing I have to ask you. Do you think the Phantom Thieves are associated with this school?
Hope not.
Don't worry.
Yes, Shadow says in Bane's voice, yeah.
Thank you for
try
your
that again.
Infinite's only merely adopted the Edge.
Material.
Shadow was
Takamaki
born in
San is
it.
next. Could you ask her to come in?
I'm also what's going on in the chat. Yeah, it's just a lot of Yakuza Like a Dragon stuff and Sonic talk.
I was used to police questioning by now.
What's the definitive way to play Yakuza Like a Dragon, dub or sub?
Questions.
I think either is fine, really. But I put dub anyway, just because
you didn't.
Jude's usually playing a game right next to me and commentating and making jokes and such. So it's easier for both of us to just have it in English. And the dubbing is actually pretty good in Like a Dragon. It's actually got a lot of voice actors that you would see in Persona 5 and other Persona games in general and stuff. So it's all good. I don't think I actually chose that.
No way! I feel like he's gonna show up in my nightmares. That emotionless voice.
Oh dear. But
sorry for
anyway.
all of this.
Yeah, I think either's fine in regards to Like a Dragon. You're fine.
It's not as though
I appreciate nice detective.
Now that it's become reality,
says Anko.
I'm unsure of what to do. We need to make sure we don't draw suspicion, and work to clear our names. Right? Right.
It ain't your fault, Makoto.
I'm gonna try to see how far along this investigation really is.
I'm worried about the police too, but as of now, anyone in this city could be a mole.
They were so popular too.
Who isn't here
Harley,
right now that could
Can
possibly
I ask
be a
you
mole?
to search your father's belongings for clues about a possible culprit? I know it may be tough on you.
No, it's okay. Now isn't the time for me to look away.
As for everyone else, you need to be cautious of how you spend your time at school.
I play
So,
sub,
I've decided
says
to have you
Luna,
three
since we were
second years
playing
join me on the school
Yakuza
festival
0 to 6
executive
and then
committee.
suddenly dubbed. I tried it, and it felt off for me personally. Yeah,
It
that's fair
will allow
enough.
us to gather without drawing suspicion.
What about Judgment, though?
blend
Do we
in,
play subs or dubs with that, with the Judgment games? Since those aren't related to the
I
Yakuza
agree.
storyline.
The more time I have to kill, the more time I'll spend worrying about all this stuff.
But what about Yakuza
matter
1
what
PS2
happens,
dub or sub?
I
Oh,
don't want to
sub.
regret my decisions.
Like, that needs answering.
Jinx it!
Mark Hamill voicing Majima is probably the best thing to come out of the original
They showed up
dubbing
at
for
your
Yakuza
school
1.
after all. I should remain cautious.
For now, the best
The mole
option
is definitely
to stay on the
Morgana's, his
defensive.
Path Beyond the Dark. Yep,
We
totally.
won't
We
make
caught him.
progress at this rate. Let's try and
He's a
figure
cat
out who the
burglar.
real culprit is somehow, okay? Of course.
Unfortunately, my French is a little bit rusty there, Birdman. I wouldn't be able to translate that. Okay, someone's totally framed us. And with that, people, I'll save here. I'll just add this, and we'll call it there because we are at 2.5 hours. But once again, everybody, thank you very much for joining me today. The mole is definitely Sophia, says Chris Romero. Yep. She's not humanity's companion for nothing. But anyway, so we're getting there. Next week, we will be continuing the story a bit more. Now that things are really starting to unravel ever since Okumura's death. And oh, Happy New Year, everyone, says 21st Century Guy, and a Happy New Year to you as well. You actually sent a donation last week that I never did announce. Let me just bring the message up here, and I'll bring it up for you now, because that was a very, very kind donation you sent. It was £20, and he says, haven't been here on a lot of streams due to royal spoilers and the job, but I am glad I can make this one and enjoy chatting with everyone. That was regarding last week, though. But thank you very much. Yeah, there's a mole in the room. A mole persona unequipped. Yeah. Very nice to unite. And Happy New Year to you, Path Beyond the Dark, and bye-bye to Luna as well. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week when we carry on with the story, as I said. We should hopefully be getting to the Culture Festival and getting Akechi to join our party. And we might even get to have a look at Sae's Palace next time. So we might do a little bit of exploring as well, but not 100% guaranteed. But yeah, hope you guys and also enjoy my Yakuza Kiwami 2 video. It's unfortunately not going to be out by the end of this week, I think, but it should be out early next week. So hope you guys enjoyed that as well. And again, apologies for it being late after Christmas and all that. Yep, later, Barbara. And oh, you didn't have to read it, says 21st Century Guy. I'm just glad you got it. Yeah, thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. And yeah, that's actually a good point you mentioned that. I pinned it in the chat already, but I have brought the donations page back for Streamlabs. If you wouldn't mind using that instead of the live chat YouTube, the super live chat YouTube provides, because Google takes a lot of money from those donations, and we don't want to give them the benefit. So yeah, that would be very great. But anyway, we'll see you guys next time anyway, as we carry on with the Sae arc. Take care, everybody.
Right in front of me, that's where I find an empty glass, reflecting that's a truth. It's telling words not to